brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Rachel Cruze, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, host of the Rachel Cruze Show, co-host of Smart Money Happy Hour, and my daughter is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Lisa is in New York. Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. What an honor, and I can't even believe I got through. I will make it quick. I am a divorced, now single woman, was in a relationship with a man for 7 years. He needed to borrow money. I know how you feel about that, but I did it anyway because I thought we were going for the long haul. $200,000 later, he lost all the money. He was doing some crypto something, lost all the money. He has since ended the relationship, so now I am out $200,000, which was basically the majority of what I had. I gave the money with my heart, so I can say I'm leaving it in God's hands. If I get the money back, he is making monthly payments, but he's basically just paying me back the interest at this point. But with the money that I do have left to my name, I'm 55 years old, and I approximately have $95,000 left to my name. I would like to know, how can I make that money work better for me so that I'm not working forever and ever and ever, which I may have to be, but I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing with what I have left.
Wow. That's a sad story of how we got here.
It is. And I really thought that I was going to be going the long haul. But I still love him. I'm still in contact with him, obviously. He has his own financial problems, obviously.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
you kind of got that part figured out, I hope. Yeah. All right. The good news is he's in the rearview mirror. The bad news is we're $200,000 poorer. The other news is this. Let's just pretend that none of that happened.
Okay.
And you were sitting here and you just called me and said, I'm 55. I got 95,000. Am I going to be okay? Answer is, yeah, if you get on a budget, you stay out of debt, you invest in your 401k and plan on working for the next 10, 12 years.
Absolutely. 100%.
You're going to be okay.
Right now.
But the 95 is not going to make you okay, Lisa. Your work, what do you earn?
I between $56,000 and $60,000 a year. I'm a server in a high-end restaurant. So some days it's great and some days it's bad. It's not a consistent paycheck, but I do love my job.
Do they have 401k available to this?
They do, but they don't recommend doing it through our company because they don't match. So I don't. I save my own money. I'm not a spender. I'm very, very reasonable with myself. I own my own car. I have zero debt.
Good. Okay, so really what you've got to do is you've got to fund a Roth IRA, and you need to be saving.
Roth IRA.
Are you out of debt completely?
No debt, zero debt.
Okay, good. Do you have an emergency fund of any kind, 3 to 6 months of expenses?
Well, that's my, $100,000 that I have left.
Okay, that's not an emergency fund.
Where is that money, Lisa, right now? That 95?
Right now, I have $90,000 in a high yield savings account, which I was making about $600 a month in interest with all the money that I had, but now I'm down to like $130 a month in interest, which is hideous. And then $14,000 I have in a stock from my ex-husband's work that I just leave. I don't even look at it, and it grows a little bit and does what it does, and I'm just leaving it there.
Okay, here's what I want you to do.
And I keep
Here's what I want you to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want you to go to RamseySolutions.com and click on SmartVestor Pro and find one in your area that can sit down with you and design your investment plan. Your investment plan needs to sound like this. Of the $90,000, 3 to 6 months of expenses, which is $15,000 for you, needs to go in a high yield savings. The rest of this, including cashing out that stupid stock, needs to go in good growth stock mutual funds, and some of it needs to go into a Roth IRA and growth stock mutual funds. Okay. And you need to do a Roth IRA every year, and you probably need to be doing some in this 401k, even though they don't match, because I need you to start investing 15% of your $65,000 or $70,000 a year, and the Roth IRA won't quite get you there.
Okay.
And if you start investing that, you're going to be investing $10,000, $12,000 a year in good mutual funds in a retirement account. In 10 years, you're going to have some money.
Okay, so who am I calling?
SmartVestor Pros. There's a list of them at RamseySolutions.com, and it's the people we recommend in the investment world. You can look at them. They'll sit down with you and have the heart of a teacher. I want you to understand what you're doing. That's why we require them to have the heart of a teacher. But basically, we're going to put all this money in good mutual funds, most of it in Roth IRAs where we can, and maybe some in a 401k. And you're going to systematically start rebuilding your wealth by steadily investing over the next 10 to 12 years.
Okay.
And you'll end up further along than you were before you met Crypto Bro, who screwed you over. Wow. And don't do that again, by the way.
I think she learned her lesson.
I hope so.
I don't think she
I
wants
hope so.
to.
The next time someone comes along and pulls at your heart, tell them to take a walk when it comes to your wallet.
I know. And that's where people get in trouble, though, because, I mean, she said it, and it's true. It's like you're in a relationship for years and years and years and years, and you never get married, and it's as much liability.
No, they got a divorce.
No, I think she had an ex-husband. I think this was the guy she was dating.
Oh, you know
or that's
what?
how I understood it.
You might be right.
I think that's what, I don't think they were ever married.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, because she said, I thought we were going the long haul. I think I could be, I could, either way, Lisa.
So he dated you so he could fund his crypto.
Not because of, I don't believe that, Lisa. No, I think he dated you because he loved you.
Yeah.
And then
Except for that
she
part
had
where
money that he could use, and he believed the crypto thing. That's the thing, is it's the quick cash. It's the Vegas of today. It's like, hey, here's the smart investing. Here's the shortcut.
If
crypto.
only it was only as risky as Vegas. That would be nice.
More risky is what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely more risky than Vegas. This is like a sure thing you're going to lose it.
I know.
Yeah. It's just, I mean.
Yeah, and Lisa, in the single stock, because she was like, I just want to leave that.
No.
And so I know, but explaining and understanding that puts you at a level of risk, because if that company for some reason has a downturn, then that 14,000 is going down, and you can earn so much more from a diversification standpoint, but also from the interest rate. You can earn more diversifying and putting that money in mutual funds, Lisa. So when we were talking about the single stock, and that's what the SmartVestor Pro is going to be able to help you to
They can guide you through that
all
and
of it.
teach you all of that. And so, we've just got to get the majority of that $90,000, $95,000 to work for you. It's not working. $130, like you said, is horrendous. And you said that properly. But guard your heart, kiddo. You don't get a second one of these. You've done your one. You don't get another one.
Would you have him still pay her? She said he's kind of just still paying me. Would you just let that?
Yeah, I would love him for her to pay her, but my expectation of this is close to zero. I mean, Crypto Bro's going to pay his debt? Come on. Really? I doubt it. Scott is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey, Scott, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thanks so much. How you doing, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So my wife and I we moved to Charlotte a few months ago in hopes of trying to find a house, and just with mortgage interest rates, we've kind of been priced out of the market around here. And my mom offered me the option to be gifted her house with the caveat that the house is in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And my wife and I are trying to we're trying to figure out, we don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, and we kind of want an objective opinion on, we're trying to balance safety and concerns with where we want to live versus being gifted a house. And we thought, and I respect both you and Rachel a lot, just on money principles and in a lot of other aspects. So getting just an outside perspective would be awesome.
I don't think you want to live in Minneapolis the way you framed this sentence.
Well, I moved out of the Twin Cities in 2020 for kind of obvious reasons. And no, we don't want to live in Minneapolis.
Then don't.
But at the same,
But you feel like it's crazy to pass up a house.
It's crazy.
Is what
to
you
pass
feel like
up
it. Yeah.
Essentially a house that we'd be so close to family. I have 2 little kids, a 2-year-old, and my daughter is going to be born in August. It'd be close to family. It'd be close to everything. Part of the deal is my mom. It's a 5-bedroom house, split level. My mom would get a room in the basement. We'd kind of take care of her until she passes. She'd get the rest of her life with her grandkids, and we'd get a house for half the mortgage, because I'd have to buy my brother out, because that would be the inheritance. But I'd get the ability to raise my family.
What do you make a year?
I make 125.
Okay, all right. Well, I if I were in your shoes, I would not go. For the same reasons that you left are the reasons you don't want to return, and you're creating a family situation that's unusual and potentially strained with a permanent lockdown. You don't have a choice. Once you get into this, you can't get out of it. So 10 years from now, you can't do anything with it. You're screwed until she dies. And here's another idea. If you want her to live in your basement and your wife wants her to live in her basement, tell her to sell her house in Minneapolis and come buy a house in North Carolina.
I thought about that. The problem is, because my brother and his family lives in Minnesota, it's hard for her to. It would be impossible, really, for her to do that. It's been her home too, so it's the childhood home. I hear what you're saying.
I know, but I mean, it's the same.
Scott, would y'all move there because the pros were there's family and all of that? Would you move there if you weren't given this deal? Would you guys look for houses in Minneapolis in that area?
They already left.
Well, no, I'm asking. It's a hypothetical question.
Minneapolis would not be our choice.
Okay, but again, so that helps the answer. I need Scott to answer.
Well, we know that because you left. Yeah. Okay. So
but he's talking about going back. So my thing was, if the deal wasn't there, is there any part of Scott that would want to go back at all?
You're a good son, and your mom misses her grandkids, and it tugs at your heart, and that means you're a good guy. But it's a bad idea.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Can I just say too? I really appreciate. I started Baby Step 2 in 2018 with $220,000 in student loan debt, and in 3 years, 4 months, and 21 days, I became debt free. And it was all due to your teaching. So, I know I'm an honor to speak with you, Dave. So thank you
too. How much do you have saved for a down payment?
We have about $70,000 saved.
Okay. Go 20 miles further out of Charlotte than you've been looking, and it's going to start to feel like the boonies, because it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and you'll find a real estate deal.
Okay.
Charlotte's a good market, but it's like any typical good, solid, mid-sized city. Charlotte and Nashville are very similar, except Nashville's outgrown it lately. But the further you get from downtown, the cheaper the prices are. It's like if you drop a pebble in the middle and the rings that go out, that's an urban growth theory. As the rings go out away from the city, it gets cheaper unless you run into a mountain or a lake, and then it goes up because of those things. But other than that, it's going to get cheaper the further out of downtown you get, and you'll find something there. You've just been looking in a neighborhood you can't afford. And you make $120,000, you have $70,000 down, honey, you can buy a house in Charlotte. And it's not the interest rates that are keeping you from doing it. It's just the whole shift in your whole life. And things shifted on you in the economy while you were making these moves around. And so you're still reeling a little bit from all these moves and all you left your home in a violent COVID rioting situation, which is why you left. And two things really going on there bad in the Twin Cities at that time in 2020. And a lot of people left there at that time. And you're looking for freedom, and you're looking for safety and security for your kids. And then while you did that, everybody came out of their caves after COVID like a Baptist looking for a casserole and buying houses left and right. And they ran the dadgum prices through the roof. And then interest rates bumped on top of that. And it's kind of giving everybody a little bit of deer in the headlights.
For sure, and has been for a while. But I think what's hard is his dilemma. What I was hearing him say is, Are we crazy to pass up this crazy financial opportunity? You know,
you're not crazy.
And so that's the thing, is that when people get presented, they feel like, oh my gosh, I need to shift my whole life. My gut check is like this.
Everything around that.
Yeah, because it's such a huge deal. Because to your point, the housing market can feel so impossible. So someone like kind of gives you what feels like a get out of jail free card, and you're like, is that crazy that I'm not taking that card? But the way he phrased it is what you were saying too earlier, is that he didn't really want to go, right? Like, I mean, like, you're just doing it because you feel like there's like this asset out there, and I'm crazy if I pass it up. And it wasn't a free and clear house either. I mean, the ties to family with your mom in there.
A lot of strings.
And we hear this a lot, even with family members that have like a plot of land. We got this call a few weeks ago, and everyone wants to build on it, and everyone chip in.
The old family compound nightmare.
Yeah, but what's hard is like you're stuck there, because if you want to move, your family don't want to live, with some stranger in the house, So like, I mean, you get put in these permanent situations because other people build their lives around your decisions, and that's
what you discover is there are no forever homes other than heaven. And so locking yourself into something forever, you're going to set yourself up for getting your head taken off. And, there are some daughters-in-law want their mother-in-law in the basement, but not many.
As the audience is laughing.
Well, I mean, you can love them, but they're easier to love from a distance. I mean, it's just, you need a little boundary here. It's nothing. It's not a lot. It doesn't mean you don't like them. Doesn't mean you don't love them. That's not the point. But yeah. So
sharing
that's a really good
real.
question, and the beautiful part about that question is just his sweetheart. He just he loves his mom, he loves his brother, and she misses her grandkids. She does.
Oh yeah.
I can relate. If you guys try to take the grandkids and leave, I'm going with you, and so I'll live in your basement.
Here comes Dave.
Here comes Dave in the basement. But I mean, it's just I can. It's hard. It's hard when families have been separated by these. By this political thing, really. I mean, the number of families that have left California and left the Twin Cities and left New York and have moved to other areas during this time is it's record-setting. It's a record migration.
Chicago.
One of the largest migrations in American history in the last 5 years. And changing the shifts in population, the shifts in voting blocks, everything. It's very interesting, and it's very, very real. But in the middle of all that is grandma doesn't get to see her kids. Grandkids, and they were down the street, and that just tears your heart out, man.
It's hard.
And I appreciate his heart being sweet about that. That's important, and that can skew you. So it's good to ask in the multitude of counsel there's safety. I understand why you'd want to do it, but I wouldn't do it. That's the answer to your question. I've been doing this show for over 30 years, and some of the saddest calls I've taken are from situations that are completely preventable.
Yeah, and what's so hard is I feel like one of those, especially the ones that I'm like, oh, it's terrible, are people that call in and their spouse has passed away suddenly and they don't have life insurance. We actually took a question of a lady, and she had 3 kids, pregnant, and husband didn't have life insurance. And I'm like, I can't even imagine. Or even if it was opposite, right? If a mom passed away, there's a dad with kids and trying to figure out, how am I going to afford childcare? How do I outsource some stuff that maybe she was doing? And it just takes the grief and the sadness of something like a sudden death to a whole new level. Like when you have to think through, how am I going to pay my bills?
How am I going to eat next week?
Yeah, the middle of all that grief. Like it's terrible. And so life insurance is the one thing, especially as a mom with 3 little kids, that I'm like so big on for people to get, because it's inexpensive. Xander is the place that Winston and I actually get all of our life insurance, and we keep re-upping it because I'm like, I just want it there. Like there's something about that safety of knowing that you have money if something suddenly happens.
And it doesn't cost much, because Xander shops among a gazillion different companies. It doesn't cost much. You just have to admit that someday you're not going to be here. You got to say it out loud, and you got to say, I'm going to say I love you to my family by taking care of them and taking the time to put this stuff in place. It costs us stinking pizza.
It really is. So that is one thing to say I love you to your family.
So we've used Xander for all of our family's needs for insurance for many years, including, of course, term life insurance. To get a free quote, go to 800-356-4282. That's 800-356-4282, or go to Xander.com. Mason is in Huntsville. Hi, Mason. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing today?
Great. How can we help?
Yes, sir. I just had a quick question. So I've started a business within the last year. I'm coming up on a year in business, And I'm curious if I should open a business credit card or to continue to cash flow my business. I feel like cash flowing the business is almost holding me back from my potential.
It's holding you back from going broke. That's
Well,
that's
so
your potential. The number one cause of small business failure is cash flow problems. Cash flow problems are caused by business debt.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen. If you love your business, don't borrow into it.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
So I'm running a mobile RV repair business.
Okay. Full time, or are you working a side job too? Or is this a side job?
This is a side job. I'm 20 years old. I'm in college, and I also work full time as a software engineer.
Great. Good for you. You're a hustler, man.
You got a lot going on.
Proud of you. That's good. Okay, so how much volume did you do in your business of mobile RV repair?
So in the past year to date, I've done 68,000.
Man, good for you.
In revenue. That's not profit.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. So how much of that would you call profit?
So profit, I would say probably about 20,000, give or take.
So how'd you spend 48,000 on a mobile repair? You've been buying tools and trucks?
So yes, when I started out, I was running my business out of my Tahoe, and then I purchased a company vehicle to run calls on, as well as purchasing all the tools. And a lot of the parts in this industry, unfortunately, cost a lot. So anywhere from $1,100 to $2,100 on just one singular part most of the time.
Oh, okay. So your cost of the call. I got you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
How'd you learn to do this, Mason?
So I have a really big mentor back home that kind of got me into this, and overall just I've always enjoyed working with my hands. A lot of it is just pretty common sense, honestly.
No. It's it's as common as common sense, which is a guy like you. Way to go, man! I'm proud of you. So here's the deal. Here's the thing I want you to grasp. If you're looking for secret sauce in your business, his name is Mason. You're the secret sauce. No one else's brain works just like yours. What you're doing here is an anomaly. It is wonderful. You are the key to this, not more tools and trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Your brain works fabulously as an entrepreneur. You're doing a really, really stellar job. The only thing you've got to do is keep from getting caught up in, if I spend more, I'll make more. Not necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what would you buy on this credit card? Because you've got the truck and the tools.
Primarily parts. So, for example,
you want to stock parts.
Not stocking parts necessarily, because I do already have a stockpile of parts. Most of the parts I use on an everyday basis. But there's certain things that I don't carry in stock on me that will cost a few $1,000s. Like recently I had an air conditioner that was $1,900 and an awning that was $1,800, which left me with like $400 in my business account.
Okay. Two answers to that. That's a really good example. Thank you. This is very helpful. Dude, you're like 10 years ahead of yourself. I'm so proud. This is amazing. So I really want to encourage you, but I'm begging you to not use a card. Okay, so number one, I want you to start setting back a larger percentage of your profits, because now your profits should be greater than they were last year, because you're not buying a truck or tools anymore. Quit spending all your money on crap in the business and use the crap that you already own to make some money. Okay, your investment year was last year. Your profit year is this year.
Okay.
You following me?
Yes, sir.
If you don't spend it all on more tools and parts this year, so be careful with that. If you're doing that, a larger percentage of your $70,000 a year will be profit than it was last year. Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we're going to take some of that profit and start to build a little pile of cash for buying parts with. That's fix number one. You're going to be your own line of credit.
Okay.
Okay. Number two fix is I'm going to change my terms with these customers. Anytime a part that I'm bringing as a young 20-year-old college student to your freaking $300,000 RV, anytime I'm bringing you a part in excess of $1,000, you're advancing that.
Okay.
Let them pay for it. because they're going to pay for it anyway
Yeah,
when you
that's
bill
what I
them.
was wondering. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because recently I've only been doing 50% of
50% is fine, but if it's
$1,000.
over $1,000, I don't need you to cover my labor. I don't need a deposit on my labor. I'll risk that. But I'm going over here and picking up a $3,000 air conditioner for you, and I'm 20 years old and in college. So you need to pay for the air conditioner, dude. And the guy's going to go, well, sure.
Okay.
And just let you know, I'll listen. Here's the invoice. You just cut me a check for that, and then you use his money to go buy the air conditioner, and then and then you just charge him for the other stuff. And that's not an unreasonable thing. You don't want nickel and dime them on little stuff, but if you set a limit, anything above $2,000 or maybe 1,500 or whatever. So that gets rid of the cash flow problem. And if you did have a cash flow issue and you want to dip into it, you can build your own line of credit with your increased profits. Don't fall into the credit card trap, Mason. You're way too bright to do that. You got way too much potential. This thing's got upside, man, and the way your brain works, you're going to be able to start something in a few years, this or something else, and go. You're going to go bananas.
That's great.
You're getting some really good business training right there. I love America. I mean,
Just an RV
I'm unemployed.
repairman.
I'm unemployed. I'm not. I'm fixing RVs out of the back of my Tahoe. And I'm 20, and I made $70,000 while you're sitting on your thumbs talking about how everything's falling apart in Trump world. Give me a break. This is an awesome country. I love the free enterprise system. God, man. As long as we got kids like that, there's hope, man. Life is good. Michael is in Palm Springs. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for taking my call. Really appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
My wife and I are going through a bit of a financial challenge. Really need your advice, longtime listener, so I kind of have a general idea of what you guys will say already. But I lost my job in August. It was a higher-paying job, and we have a significant amount of consumer debt, about $120,000, and we're considering selling our home to get out of the consumer debt. And then also the home, we used a family friend to finance it. It's on a private note right now that is interest only. And if we were to sell the house, we would clear all of the debt and then also have about maybe 80 or 90,000 in our savings. So I wanted to get your advice around that.
What were you making before you lost your job?
I was bringing home about 150, and my
Doing
wife
what?
Brings home. I'm in the financial services industry.
And that was August. And this
Correct,
is
yeah.
What are you doing now?
Why are you not reemployed?
I am. I got rehired at a different firm in January, but it's a different position that makes significantly less.
What are you making now?
About 65, 70.
Why did you do that?
It was a bit of out of necessity, but because I did lose the job, I couldn't really find another higher paying position.
What were you doing?
I'm a branch manager for a retail bank.
Okay. All right. Now
I'm just a traditional banker.
Oh, I see.
So I'm no longer in management. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're going to adjust your life to your new income, then yeah, this whole deal makes sense. But I'm still wondering, once you make 150, you ought to be gravitating back that way and not be settling for 65. Maybe banking ain't your thing, because that's a big drop. I think you're worth more than you're getting paid. So, is selling the house fixes the temporary? Does it fix the permanent? That's what you got to ask. Buying or selling real estate right now is a big deal. And between all the clickbait headlines and the confusing data out there, it's tough to know what's actually going on because people try to hype it up one way or the other. The real world is this. The median house price in America today is $431,000. That means half of them are above that and half of them are below that. That's what that statistical measure means. Interesting. And inventory's up. There's more houses on the market right now, over 1 million right now, than at any time since 2019. And prices are up. And interest rates are down. They're down under 6%. So it's a good time, actually, to buy, and it's actually a good time to sell. So 15-year fixed is 5.9 right now, just to give you an idea. And so if you want to know data like that, check out the housing market trends. We help you do this with free tools. Doesn't cost you a thing. Go to RamseySolutions.com/market, or you can click the link in the show notes, and we'll show you the stuff that's going on out there for real. No hype. Josh is in Atlanta. Hi, Josh. How are you?
Hey, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Same here, Dave. Same here. So about two years ago, I started my financial journey, and it was partially inspired by you. I came across one of your videos, and I was at a point in my life where I met my wife, and my family really needed me to step up. And my wife has some medical issues. She also, was touched by tragedy. She had lost a child previously, and it kind of exacerbated some issues, and, it got in the way of her job, and she was in recovery. Anyway, long story short on that note, once we got together, I was able to pull us out, and I was able to overcome and become debt-free. And
good for you.
Recently, about 8 months ago, I found out about a massive windfall that she would be receiving. It was due to a legal settlement. And for the past 8 months, I've just been on a journey where I've been dedicated to not getting this wrong. And I'm basically at the point now, Dave, where I had my plan. I've been doing nothing but working on it. And I'm kind of circling back to where I started because I'm at a crossroads. I have an appointment with a wealth management firm tomorrow, and I'm looking to get the money on Monday. And I have my plan in my hands. I have all the voices out there that are telling me all different types of things. And I'm just kind of bringing it back because what you did worked, and your overall life philosophy and ideals align with mine. So you don't need my money, and I just don't want to get this wrong, Dave. So I'm coming to you just to say, what do I need to know? What don't I know? Because the scary part is I think I kind of have an idea, and that's what scares me.
Okay.
Thinking that I know what to do.
How much is this?
It's going to be $4.7 million after tax.
Lump sum.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough to scare you, if you're wise, and you are wise, obviously. So a couple of basics we can cover, and you probably already know these, is the wealthy people that I know, and I know thousands of them, and I've studied them as well. Our firm does research on them. Violate the stereotypes that not wealthy people think they do. Not wealthy people think that wealthy people have some kind of trick bag, that you can do a double backflip family partnership limited bullcrap. They don't exist, okay? The secrets of the rich are this. Keep it simple. Very simple. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, don't put money in anything unless you understand it. Rule number 3, you and your wife meet with the people that are teaching you. And don't ask your wife what she thinks. Ask her how she feels.
Okay.
Who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her, and he will have no lack of gain. If Sharon has a bad feeling in a meeting, it's the last one.
Wow.
She doesn't even have to explain it. It might be he just had bad breath. I don't care. We're not going back in there. Okay? And that has saved me.
Wow, okay.
That has saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars of Dave doing stupid stuff. Okay? I'm serious.
Yes, sir.
So those are 3 very simple principles. Okay? You don't have to be fancy. You do have to understand it. And your wife and you need to have a peace about it. You've had a lot of turmoil, a lot of medical issues, a lot of drama. It's time for some peace. And the finances need to add peace, not anxiety.
Okay.
And if you feel yourself tightening up in your chest, that's God talking to you. Take a breath, walk out. Don't do it right now. If it's not adding peace, we're not doing it.
Josh, I'm curious. You said I had a plan, and now
Yes,
I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if it's right. All of it. I'm curious. What would you have done with this money if you hadn't called? What was the plan?
So what I came up with, and I'm going to get it wrong because I'm nervous, half because I got that meeting tomorrow, half because I'm on air, but
No, you're
I'll try to get this right.
No, you're good.
I was going to establish a trust. I was going to put money into the 4 types of mutual funds, growth, growth income, growth, aggressive growth, international. Little thing I came up with, Dave, on my own. Kidding. And then I was going to have an emergency fund, and then I was going to look at and getting into some physical real estate. Growing up, my parents had a service industry locksmith, and they based their business off of property managers.
And you're going to pay
and
cash?
I know a lot of property managers. I'm going to pay cash, and I'm going to start off small. I'm not going to get greedy.
I would do everything you're doing,
of,
except I don't think you need a trust.
Really?
No.
Okay.
A trust does
Okay.
nothing here. You don't have an estate tax problem, and trusts are mainly for estate tax problems.
Okay.
But I think everything everything you're doing there, assuming you can be competent in the real estate part of it, which I think you can. You were getting ready to explain that when I cut you off, but yeah, I'm with Rachel. I think that's wise. Now, the other thing is, when I hear the phrase wealth management, I get a little bit hair on the back of my neck. Okay, so I don't know what you're going into over there tomorrow, and so just keep it simple, which is what you've done so far. Don't put money in stuff you don't understand, which is what you've done so far. And if they want to change the direction of that, walk.
I see.
You're capable of doing this. This is not rocket surgery. You can do it.
Rocket surgery.
Well, it's a combination of brain surgery and rocket science, right?
Yeah, I like
It's
it.
all of
That's
it.
my
It's all
style, Dave.
it's very complicated.
Kind of like brain science and rocket surgery.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
absolutely.
That's it. I mean,
I guess the core of my question, to be specific, and I don't want to take up all your time, with her issues with being in recovery, they're kind of at a sensitive point in time. She kind of needs me for at least 24 months. And so what I'm looking at, I'm weighing the options of, can I do the work? I have a fire in my belly, Dave. I'm ready to go to work, but my family may need me. And before, I was selling my time for money. I'm a federal security contractor and make about $50,000 a year. I'm no longer keeping the lights on. I'm keeping my family healthy and guiding us and orientating the ship.
well, I mean, if this generates a 10% rate
Yeah.
of return, you're going to have $400,000, $500,000 a year coming in.
Yeah.
Managing the family office.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I
I'm
mean,
doubting
if your
myself at this point.
rental properties are cash flowing to the tune of net of 10% of everything, and your mutual funds are averaging 10%, I mean, you're going to be dealing with that, which is more than you've ever made in your life.
Do you guys have kids, Josh?
Yes, we do. We're blessed with a 14-year-old and an 8-year-old.
Okay. Yeah.
Is she emotionally capable of attending these meetings?
She is emotionally capable of attending these meetings. Our strategy's always been the same, Dave.
I'm not wanting to stress her and ask her to make all the financial sophisticated decisions. I just want her feeling on the room. I want her to feel the room. And I want you to meet with more than just the person you're meeting with tomorrow. Meet with a Smart Investor Pro, too. Get some other people in your corner. Get a second opinion or 6. Hey, technology has changed a lot in the last 30 years. Now the hot topic is AI, and I understand that it might seem intimidating. But if you use AI the right way, it's just another tool to help you work smarter and faster, like a calculator or a cordless drill. So if you run a business, you'd better get on board with it before you get left behind. And NetSuite by Oracle offers AI-powered tools that help small businesses improve efficiency and make smarter decisions by bringing all their major business processes into one platform. That way, there's one source of truth for the real-time data you need to take advantage of opportunities. Then you can forecast better, scale more efficiently, and streamline those manual tasks that take too long. So join the more than 41,000 businesses, including Ramsey Solutions, that rely on NetSuite to help tackle some of their biggest challenges. And right now, you can download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's free at netsuite.com/Ramsey.
Rachel, do you ever get these sketchy text messages that are like, hey, you need to update your address and verify so we can get you the package you didn't order?
Yes, I have, George. Sketchy, and never trust them.
And that's why we recommend Delete Me. They help with that.
Yeah, they do. Delete Me actually goes in and removes your information from data broker websites, and it is an incredible service that everyone needs.
And there's a lot of shady companies out there that solely exist to sell your personal data to bad guys. And that means your info, like your email address, your home address, your kids' names, your name, everything is just out there for scammers and spammers to find.
So much.
But Delete Me will delete your data, hence the name. It's gone. They'll wipe it out for you so you can sleep easy.
That's right. And then once they remove your information, then they're going to send you a detailed report telling you where they found your information, when they removed it, how many hours they've saved you. I mean, it is incredible. It's so detailed and it's beautiful.
Get this. So far, they've reviewed 27,000 listings on my behalf, removed me from 240 data broker sites, and saved me 77 hours of time. It's incredible.
Absolutely amazing. And Winston and I now get fewer texts, weird emails, spam calls, all of it.
I love it. So you got to be sure to check them out. Ramsey fans get 20% off their annual plans. Just go to joindeleteme.com/Ramsey. That comes out to less than $9 a month. Super affordable.
Again, that's joindeleteme.com/Ramsey. Make sure to check it out, you guys.
Larry is with us in Atlanta. Hi, Larry. How are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I love to hear it. Well, my question today isn't really about me. It's about my parents. So both of my parents are completely debt-free. They've always been really good with their money. They have about $110,000 in savings, and they have nothing invested in no 401k, no Roth, no nothing in their retirement, because I think it's mostly more my dad always viewing the stock market as more of a gamble, and he fears it. And now that they're in their mid-50s, I just want them to retire at some point. And me being an only child, it's going to be kind of more burden on me when they kind of get older, because, I can't really split help between siblings and all that stuff. And, any little extra income probably on their end would help because they can't work forever. So I'm just trying to figure out how can I convince my dad to stop being scared of investing and finally get him to start doing it, and trying to convince him that it's not too late.
Is he asking?
Not. I brought it up first, and then he kind of asked me, like, why are you kind of worried about me retiring so much? I'm just like, I just want you to retire, have a good life. You see, my grandparents, they're doing well. They haven't worked in about, 10, 15 years or so. They're doing good, and I just want you to have the same thing. But right now, I'm just not really seeing it going that way.
How old are you?
I am 24.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your heart for him. What you're running into is what's called the powdered butt syndrome. Once someone has powdered your butt, they don't really want your opinion on sex or money.
Right.
And so it's very difficult for 24-year-olds to advise 55-year-old dads.
Oh, yeah.
It's just the dynamic of that relationship is very hard. It's very unusual that your dad would go, hey, Larry, tell me everything you know about investing. It just doesn't really come up that way usually. It's almost like they snicker and roll their eyes when you start talking. That would be more normal anyway. So, the only thing I can do is there's three things that have worked. One is I would pray for them and ask God to speak to them in some way or another. And two is, one of those prayers is, who could speak to your dad that he would listen to? Does he have an uncle, a brother, a friend that is your childhood friend as well, but he admires them and respects them and never powdered their butt?
Not quite. He has been kind of listening to me somewhat, but I think my approach to it, maybe because I'm still learning all this stuff.
Yeah, it might be. That's fair. But I'm saying, is there a person that's 65 that he looks up to?
Probably his parents, which would be my grandparents that I talked about.
They might have
earlier.
more. They might have more say than you would have. Matter of fact, I know they have more say than you would have.
Oh yeah. No,
if your grandpa sat down and said, "Hey, if you had parked that $100,000 in a S&P for the last 2 years, you'd have an extra $50,000 right now that you don't have." That's what it cost him in the last 2 years. It cost him $50,000 in the last 2 years.
Right.
We had a 23% year and a 26% year. 23 and 24. That's what the S&P did. If he just parked it in a simple Standard & Poor. So it cost him $50,000. So that's the other thing. Now, the third thing is you can do is don't talk to him about him. Tell him your story. This is what I'm learning. This is what I'm doing. This is what's happening when I got out of debt. This is how I feel different. I feel more hopeful than I did. And I've learned, here's what I learned about the market. I'm investing in the market, and the reason I am is I looked at it and I realized it's the track record on the stock market, even though the bad news is always on the news, the track record on the stock market is as solid as that house you and Mom live in. You didn't get a guarantee on it, and I want to own real estate and I want to own mutual funds because both of them have a long-term track record of going up, and neither one of them have a guarantee. And that's what I'm doing, Dad. But you don't have to say, and you should do it too. Don't add that. So you're changing your approach to telling your story.
Yeah. I'm curious, Larry, how do you know that they have nothing invested? Are they pretty open with you about where they are?
Oh, yeah. Growing up, my dad, he never told me not to invest in a 401k or nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I've always heard him say, Mark's I was just gambling. Might as well just go to a casino. Even though I started learning about, S&P 500 and Roths, all that stuff. And he's known about it for a long time, longer because he's been alive longer than that. But he just sees that there's just no difference. And I think he started listening to me because I did buy him the book, Retired Inspired, and I recently gave him 2 of my copies of Dave Ramsey's books, and he's been skimming through it. I think he's starting to open up. I'm just trying to it's just something I'm not wording right where I think he will do it.
Well, the statement that the market is the same risk level as Vegas is an inaccurate statement mathematically.
I agree.
It's just, it's very simple. The market is more akin to single-family homes than it is Vegas.
Right.
And so it does go down more than single-family homes when it goes down. Single-family homes seldom go down, almost never.
Right.
But you don't have a guarantee on either. Mm-hmm. And when you're investing, what you're learning to invest based on is the track record. And when someone makes a statement like, oh, it's the same thing as going to Vegas, that means they just don't understand the track record of the market. And so there's some interesting, I'll tell you one to pull up and look at. And you might even just send him the link over and go, hey, I was studying this. What do you think about it? There's an interesting chart on American funds. Go to American Funds website, and it shows what the market has done. And they have a fund called ICA, which is one of the largest and oldest funds, Investment Company of America. And you can look at that, or you can look at the S&P. It's the same. It'll do about the same thing. And you can go, okay, looking at the S&P, in the last 25 years, there's been 3 down years.
Right.
Interesting. That's way different than Vegas. That's the S&P, which is the market. We've had 3 down years on an annualized basis in the last 25 years. That's kind of shockingly stable.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. So, you can pull up stuff like that on the S&P. That old ICA fund is just interesting because they've got a great illustration.
Yeah, and just have some patience, Larry. If he's been saying this your whole life, this is going to be an untangling of a mindset that he's had for 20 plus years. So just have some patience. Yeah. It's not going to happen overnight.
You got a long project on your hands.
When you try to change your parents, it doesn't happen overnight. Trust me. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I knew this was coming. I knew I wasn't getting out of this call unscathed. Today's Ramsey Show question of the day is sponsored by Why Refi. When you're tired of making no progress on your defaulted private student loans, Why Refi can help you explore a fresh start with low fixed-rate financing. So it's time to stop spinning your wheels. Go to yrefi.com/Ramsey to learn more. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Might not be in all states.
Today's question comes from, is it Michaela in Virginia? What do you think about the recent government proposals to give a baby bonus payment to encourage couples to have kids? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not up to date on all of this stuff. But I don't think is it to encourage people to have kids, or is it like hey, here's like an assistance to like a child tax credit opposite? You know what I mean? Like I kind of see it as like a opposite of a tax credit, but it's like here's a thing.
Here's the deal. If the only reason you had a kid is because the government was going to give you money, you got issues.
If I could sing, I would sing.
And your kid's going to have issues after you had issues. So it's a bad motivation.
How much is it? Do you know?
I don't know.
I should have known.
It doesn't matter. The government needs to stay out of this crap. Having babies shouldn't be a government operation. I'm just saying. They can screw up Christmas. They don't need to screw that up. So, I mean, no, it's not. No.
I would go for like childcare stuff.
How about just everybody live your own life and you don't need the government for your own freaking life? How about you go do something with your own butt? And
I like childcare stuff.
Waiting around on the government to give me money.
I'm not waiting around.
Your life is not going to be better because of the government, ever. There's never a time where you went, oh, the government saved my bacon. No, they stole my bacon regularly. That's what they did. So
there you go.
There we go. Yeah. Kevin's in Cleveland. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
So I'll keep this as brief as I can, but there's a lot to it. So basically about 10 years, my dad died. My sister moved in with my mom. He had her set up, my mom set up to where, she could live in her mid 90s without having any issues, any change of lifestyle at all with that ranch house and everything. They ended up buying a large 2-story, 5-bedroom, 4-bath house where currently they have a mortgage. My mom's savings is gone. She's got early stage dementia.
Wait, who? I'm sorry, Kevin. Who bought the house?
His sister screwed the deal up.
My mom.
Your mom, but your sister's the one kind of assisting in all of this,
causing it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Your sister screwed it up. That's what I heard you say. Did you say that?
Would you agree with that?
I agree with that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Sadly, but basically, neither of them would be able to afford this house on their own at any point. So my mom's monthly income is going solely towards the mortgage, and she's got early stage dementia. Her savings is gone. Been trying to get it. Me and my brother been trying to get things situated and what we think would be a better situation, but there's backlash from my sister, and I think I think my mom is convinced by her to have it. I mean, like she, I don't know.
Who has power of attorney?
I'm not sure anyone has power of attorney yet.
There's not a medical power of attorney?
Well,
I don't think she's been diagnosed with any, right?
So she was on some medication for it to kind of slow it down.
Is there a will and a healthcare power of attorney?
There is a will. There may be a healthcare, but I was thinking you meant financial.
Well, it's the same thing.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
healthcare can dictate the care, but once someone is declared incompetent due to dementia, then the power of attorney takes over and runs the estate. Who is that? Probably your sister.
I know my brother was my brother's the oldest out of us, and he was the one that was talking several months ago about going and getting it, and I keep on having to remind him. Last time I was like, hey, did you get that? He's like, oh, no, it slipped my mind. Thanks for reminding me. I'm assuming it still hasn't been done, but I don't know.
There's a copy of that stuff somewhere. That's what you're saying. Go get.
I get. Okay. I don't know.
It's not publicly recorded. It's the family lawyer, or your mother has it in a lockbox, or wherever the will is. That's where it is.
My understanding is he was going with my mom for him to get power of attorney.
Oh, too late. She's got early onset dementia. She can't grant it.
Oh.
If she's been diagnosed as being semi-mentally competent, she can't start signing documents.
Okay.
Has she been diagnosed as that, or is that just your suspicion?
Well, I know she's been to a doctor. I don't know whether or not she definitely has it, because I mean you could sit there and talk to her and she'll repeat the same thing over and over again.
And you would lose if she signed over something. You would lose it in court when your sister contested it, and your sister will contest it, because what you're going to do with it immediately is sell this stupid house.
Yeah.
If you got it, but oh well. Okay, so what are we going to do?
Well, I guess that's a question. At this point, it seems like I'm the lone dog, if you will. I mean, I'm the only one that's really willing to do anything about any of this. So I think that I have to kind of look out for myself in this at this point.
What have you got in it?
Well, I guess that's my question: is what if she has to go into long-term care or anything, or if there's any debt that befall? I mean, what kind of liability do I have?
Zero, unless you sign for it.
Okay.
If you go over at the nursing home and you sign up for it, and you say I'm liable, then you're liable. But if she just goes in on her own, your children you do not inherit your debts.
Okay.
And so if this house gets foreclosed on, and your sister she probably signed on it. They probably go after her. But you're not. Let's say your mom had a credit card, okay, and it owed $50,000 on it, and she dies. You're not liable.
Okay.
The estate is, if she owns anything. When you die, what you own stands good for what you owe. Assets minus liabilities. That's the estate. But the heirs are not liable for anything.
But your sister would be if her name's on the house, if she signed.
Yeah, I mean, you're not liable. You're not liable just because you're the kid.
Are you worried, Kevin, that she's not going to have money to go into an assisted living?
She's
even?
Not.
Like, is that part of your question?
Not, yeah, that's part of my question. My whole question. Ideally, I would want. I mean, I've offered to have her live with me, my mom live with, and them sell the house and get something more of my, because it's my sister and her daughter and my mom. Yeah. That's in a gigantic house that they can't afford, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Ideally, I would like all that to, everybody to have money. But
does she have insurance, Kevin, like long-term care or anything?
Well, that's another thing. I don't. Apparently they do, but I couldn't get the specifics on it, and I asked probably a year ago for it, and then when I asked again, I kind of got yelled at.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
And accused of some things. So,
well, I don't know that you're going to be able to affect. I don't know that you're going to be able to affect this situation, no matter how bad you want to, unless prior to her dementia episodes, she had signed a power of attorney that in the event that she became incapacitated, this person was assigned. That is a standard package with a will, usually. So if there's a will somewhere, there may be a healthcare power of attorney and a power of attorney in the event of diminished capacity. That would not be unusual. That's a fairly, like if you go to Mama Bear Legal Forms and you do a will, they're going to have those two things in the package, okay? That's a fairly standard basic will set. So if that's laying somewhere, your brother probably has great power here to help your mom.
Yep.
And put your sister where she belongs, in the street.
Oh, gosh.
And so that's where she should be, figuring this out instead of being a dadgum parasite. I can't stand parasites. Parasites in the family are awful. They're just awful, just gross.
I get it.
So yeah, take care of your mom, buddy, if you can. But you're not liable.
Hey, you guys, health insurance costs are only moving one way, and that way isn't down. And if higher costs aren't enough, the wait times to see your doctor are longer, and it's harder than ever to get anything approved through the bureaucracy. So, if you feel like the system is working against you, try a biblically based alternative to health insurance, Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM is a health cost-sharing ministry that's helped hundreds of thousands of families like yours take care of over $11 billion in medical bills since 1981. CHM has also helped them stay true to their values and avoid miles of red tape. And CHM support goes far beyond meeting financial needs. They also help meet spiritual needs. Members become part of a family who will pray with them and for them when they experience a medical event. So listen, y'all, There's a better way to take care of healthcare costs. CHM programs start as low as $98 a month. So learn more today and join at chministries.org/budget. That's chministries.org/budget.
2 weekends are on sale now for the Money and Marriage Getaway. You can spend 3 incredible days in Nashville with your spouse learning the tools to strengthen your connection and deepen your intimacy and more. Dr. John Deloney and our own Rachel Cruze, both of them are our own, I guess, here in November or in February. You can decide. February is over, oddly enough, the marriage weekend's oddly enough over Valentine's Day. Tickets start at only $4.95 per couple. They sell out every time. There's just a handful left for November if you want to come. It's November 6th through 8, February 12th through 14.
$7.49 a couple.
What did I say?
$4.49.
Oh, I was about to give them a discount.
Well,
Okay.
I know. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows.
Thanks.
Just
Yeah, Dave can't read.
clear
Okay.
it up.
All right,
Just clear it up.
Clear it up. Clear it up before we get out of this. All right. So check it out. RamseySolutions.com/getaway. Or if you're on YouTube or podcast, it's in the show notes. Christine's in Chicago. Hi, Christine. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can we help?
About 3.5 years ago, my 15-year-old daughter passed away.
Oh, my gosh.
What in the world? What happened?
You know, she was really struggling with mental health, and she just gave up.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Wow.
But
How,
after
three?
I
Did you say
lost her-
3.5 years ago?
Yeah, she died in 2022.
I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. After she passed, I let go of everything. I was evicted out of the house I was renting for 5 years. Lost everything. Just kind of gave up on everything. My ex-husband, I was staying with him for a little bit, and then I got to the point where, you know, it's like it came to sink or swim. So I started door dashing, Grubhubbing. I was living in my car for a short time, and I have a family friend that reached out to me, and she was like, "Come to my home. You know, I'll help you get on your feet. You know, mental health wise and so forth." Well, I just got a job opportunity. I just signed my offer letter. I start a job in 2 weeks. This is the first full-time job I've had since my daughter passed. I'm going to be making roughly about $64,000 a year.
Good for you.
Thank you. I'm in debt about 30, and part of that is my car loan. I have one more payment for funeral expense, and the rest is just like, you know, medical bills, no credit cards. I just don't know how to like get on my feet. I don't know. Do I jump into this job and go run and get an apartment? Do I pay off my car? I feel like I just don't know what I should do once I start this job.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You're crawling out, kiddo.
I'm trying. I really am. It's been real hard.
I can tell.
Thank you very much.
I can tell. So how's your emotional state? Are you doing okay?
I'm a lot better. A lot better. I would say probably the last year has probably been.
So this friend giving you a safe spot. This friend giving you a safe, soft spot to land was a godsend.
Yes. Wonderful lady. Wonderful lady.
So how much longer do you stay there? Should you stay there? Is she expecting you to stay there?
You know, with me getting this job, you know, she's motivated me a lot. Everything from getting out of bed to showering to, you know, finding this job that I finally got. You know, she wants to see me in my own space, but she's not at the same time making me leave anytime soon. If that makes sense.
I would ask her what the timeline is she thinks is appropriate.
Okay.
She has been such a blessing. The last thing you want to do is overstay your welcome. Agreed?
Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely.
Okay. And so, because I don't want you thinking 3 months and her thinking 3 days.
Sure.
I want us to be aligned. And then you know what you've got to deal with. Because your first job with the new job and with the emotions and everything is to create a sustainable situation.
Definitely.
Okay. And that's food, shelter, utilities, and transportation and clothing, and that's it. The debt I'm not worried about today, other than you got to pay the car payment because you got to keep them from repoing it. What do you owe on the car?
I owe about $18,000 on it right now.
Do you want to keep it and pay it off quick?
Yeah, that was like my plan, and that's like the biggest reason why I've always like kind of I bet to be honest, I've been teeter-tottering with it being repossessed. Like, I
How
can
far
only give you
behind
200
are
this
you?
week. Right now, I'm just shy of 2 months right now behind on it.
All right.
Yeah.
Job 1's get current on the car.
Definitely. Okay.
Job 2
Okay.
is figure out housing and the timeline.
Okay. Okay.
So is the timeline
Okay.
3 weeks, 3 months, 3 days? I don't know. Let's figure that out.
Sure.
And
Okay.
and so once the car is current, then we're going to establish when we move out, and when we do move out, we're going to establish food, shelter, clothing, transportation, and utilities. If you keep all that going, this is your first step to reestablishing your life. Agreed? Foundational.
Okay.
It's foundational.
Absolutely. Okay.
Then we can worry about getting out of debt, building wealth, and being outrageously generous.
Okay. Okay.
But right now, we're worried about eating and car payments and apartment.
Christine, have you written down any numbers, done any level of kind of even a mock budget? Have you done any of that?
I really haven't.
Okay.
As weird as it sounds, is that sometimes just I have to be on a schedule. Otherwise, I can't get out of bed. I don't want to shower.
Yeah.
This job is going to be a big deal for me because giving me a routine
Structure.
and the goal to keep going.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the first steps possibly that could be a gift to you is just to sit down, and we're going to give you Every Dollar Premium, our budgeting app. Is to kind of just create a mock budget. It doesn't have to be for real. The numbers that you type in don't have to be, locked in stone by any means, but just to say, okay, the apartment's around. This is kind of probably like the average rent for a 1-bedroom. Here's what I think I can find. Okay, I'm just put that down for rent. For food, how much will groceries be? And just estimate some of these things. And again, they're not real life because you're not living there right now. But once you kind of start to get these facts, Dr. John Deloney, our friend, always says, facts are your friends in especially kind of a crisis situation. And this could ground you. There's a level of anchoring of
peace
of facts that it's not driven on emotion. It's just this is exactly the reality of my life and what I have to have. And then compare that to what you'll make after taxes, what will hit your account on that first paycheck. And all of that's going to, in the car loan, all of it, I think it'll give you another plan with your money, just like a plan and a schedule you have for your day. It's just another routine to have in your life. That's really healthy, and it's really good because I think it'll ground you, and I really believe it's going to give you some confidence to see, okay, here's the reality of what's about to happen when this first paycheck hits, and here's what I'm going to do with it. And again, it may take you a month or two to kind of get caught up with everything.
Sure.
But I think that's a great first step financially.
It takes the trauma and the drama out of your brain and puts it on paper and makes it look like what it is, a non-issue.
Okay.
You're going to be okay. Mathematically, you're okay.
Okay.
You're going to be fine.
Okay.
If you just stick with this. How much is your car payment?
It's about $426?
Okay. Yeah, mathematically, you're going to be okay. If you're making $65,000, just make sure you load up the W-2 and you don't have hardly any withholding. There's no point in you having a bunch of withholding because you're not going to have hardly any taxes in Chicago.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I want most of this money coming home. And we're going to get the car payment current. We're going to get an apartment. We're going to buy food. We're going to buy lights. We're going to buy water. And we're going to put gas in the car. And you probably got some clothes. And, and now we're set. Now we can start talking about going from here. But what Rachel's right. When you put it down on paper, it looks back at you and it says to you, you're okay.
Okay.
That's what that's what that structure does for your brain. It says, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Because I can see the budget, but I've done 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
And so I know what your budget is. I can already tell you, but that doesn't help you. When you write it down and you go, this is what an apartment, this is food, this is my $400 car payment, this is life. I can do this. This is going to work.
Christine, you're amazing.
It's going to make you smile. It's going to make you. I'm so proud of you.
You're amazing.
So proud of you.
Walking through what you've walked through, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So we are cheering you on.
Thank you so much.
Hold on the line.
We're going to put one of our hang on the line. We're going to put one of our Ramsey coaches at our expense. You're not charge you a dime. We want to make sure we want to be part of your story, part of your healing story, and they're going to walk with you and show you just exactly what we're doing here. And we'll get you the Every Dollar full package and FPU and the whole dealie, whatever. We'll get you in everything. You're amazing. Wow. Tina is in Trenton, New Jersey. Hi, Tina. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay. A quick question. I am retired, sold the family home, and I've been renting for 6 years now. So my house money is in the bank. And now I have an opportunity to buy a condo, which is in the mid-200s, which will take a good part, 75% of what's in the bank. But the HOA fee and taxes are about $1,400 a month versus rent, which is around $2,000 a month. And I'm just wondering, is that worth it? Like, I'll be saving $600 a month in fees for the month, so it's $600 less than my rent, and I'm taking money out of the bank to put it into a condo.
So your total nest egg is how big?
The total nest egg of the cash, the free cash?
No, everything you own.
Oh, everything I own would probably be $700 and some thousand.
Okay, and you're putting $200 into a condo, and then the question is the high HOA fees. Well, I kind of got a little sticker shock like you did listening to this, and then I look and I see you live in New Jersey, so which you got ultra high property tax there, right?
Yes.
So I don't know if this is high or not compared to other condos in the area. If you said, I mean, if you went and bought a $400,000 condo 5 blocks away, what would be the HOA fee?
Again, they would range from $500 to $1,000.
Okay, so this is unusually high.
It's about $850.
Why is it high?
Yeah. It's a condo in a resort town with great. No.
The HOA fee is for running the HOA, which would be doing repairs, maintenance, and taxes and insurance on exterior structures. Okay. If the taxes are the same as the one across town that's $500, then we don't have a tax issue. Okay. If the insurance is the same as the one across town that's $500 or $600, then we don't have an insurance issue, which tells me the thing that the HOA may be run poorly.
Okay. So this is just the HOA. The taxes would be like $500.
The taxes are separate?
Yes, taxes are $500. HOA is like $860, correct?
Okay. Well, I want to know some history on this HOA if I'm you and figure out if it's being run poorly, because there has to be a reason that this is high.
Okay.
If I don't get a logical reason, like we just put in new parking lots and we're assessing everyone, so it's in there, that's a logical reason, and then the fee may come down later. Okay, or it may be, there may be something else going on. But if the average in the area is $800 or $900 or $1,000, and this is $1,400, they are devaluing these condos by running them poorly.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The $1,400 included the taxes. So if you back the tax out, the HOA for this condo is like $860.
So it's about the same as others in the area.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I completely misunderstood. All right, then we don't have a problem, do we?
It's comparable, and the question is, and it's less than rent. So is that a reasonable thing?
Yes, you own it.
Okay.
And I suspect it's going to go up in value, is it not?
I would hope so.
Well, I mean, is the area okay, or are you moving into a bad neighborhood?
It has potential.
You sound like someone dating someone.
It has potential. I mean, I just feel like I'm going from the safety of savings account, which in guaranteed funds, to real estate, and I'm like
buying a piece of real estate for $200,000 and having fees associated with it still around $1,400. If they're market comparable in the area, does not sound like a bad idea, as long as you're not buying in a bad neighborhood where you're going to be unsafe or where the property values are going down instead of up because of crime or something else. And so that's the only thing you've got to consider. But because $200,000 sounds like a very inexpensive condo in Trenton, New Jersey to me. Property values there are pretty high. So, but I mean, you look at that, and if you feel comfortable with the long-term implications of owning this, meaning it's going to go up in value, and the HOA fee is comparable to others, and the taxes are comparable to others, I like the idea of you owning rather than renting to stabilize your future.
Yep. Amen. Good luck, Tina.
So
you're going to be a condo living lady.
There you go. So Rachel, it's one of the things that, your most expensive line item in your budget, folks, is housing. In almost everyone's budget, anyway. And if you rent, it goes up every year for the rest of your life. And so if you retire at 60 or 65 and you say, I'm going to rent until I'm 90, your most expensive line item is going up every year.
Yep.
And so what you get when you buy, even if you had a mortgage payment, a fixed rate 15-year mortgage payment, even if you had that, when you buy, you have locked in and stabilized the largest line item in your budget. So it's stabilizing your golden years is what we're doing. In her case, she's paying cash, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's even better. Way to go. And she's only got, to the maintenance issues.
Yeah,
and so,
totally.
The HOA is covering her maintenance on the exterior portions anyway.
And there's no line item there. I mean, besides the maintenance and the HOA, but
she's got this coming out.
There's no mortgage.
The HOA fee may go up some as taxes and the taxes and the insurance probably will go up some as you go along. And make sure you have your insurance reviewed every year, and that you keep the proper amount of coverage, even if it does go up a little. Mm-hmm. Property taxes. I mean, the politicians just can't keep their hands out of our pockets, so you can count on that. And the maintenance stuff may or may not go up or down. You can run into all kinds of stuff there. But I would rather be in an ownership position because, A, it's going up in value, and B, I've stabilized that most expensive line item in the budget. And that's why we always tell people, especially when you're heading into your retirement years from 60 and above, that you really need to get into a property. You really need to get it paid off because you're locking in your future. You've got a foundational issue here in your future. It's not as much about the investment as it is the sustainability.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good.
Open phones here at 888-825-5225. Thank you for jumping in, America. John is in Salt Lake. John, I'm short on time. Go straight to your question.
Hey, so I got an infant and a toddler and a new baby, and we got about $36,000 in debt, and I make about $3,200 a year, and I have no idea.
$3,200 a month?
$32,000 a year.
$32,000 a year.
Oh, 1,000. Okay, that's helpful. Okay, good.
I don't know what to do with it. I'm just over my head with it.
What do you do? What do you do for a living?
Places. I'm a scrap iron worker.
Okay, and what do you make an hour?
So I usually make about $15, but I get some overtime too.
Okay, all right. Well, Target's paying $20.
Yeah. I've never had a birth certificate or social security number. And that's a whole other ordeal of itself.
Okay, well, that'd be something to work on, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's been a long ordeal.
Yeah.
Expensive one, too.
Yeah. I think I'd work on that because it's going to help your employment options because your biggest issue is you have a very low income.
Yes.
What is the $36,000?
And I'm not picking on you. That's not a shaming thing. It's a math thing.
What's the $36,000 entail, the debt?
So we had different credit card debts, and then the majority of it is I had to take a loan from my dad for the first baby, and that was $9,000. It was a complication. We were trying to have an at-home birth, and it had to be a C-section, and so we were able to pay for that through a thing called a stork program. It was $9,000, and then we just had to borrow that from my dad. We had it paid down about $4,000 of it, and then we also had to pay for the surgeon and doctors, and then we had another baby, and there was another complication.
I'm sorry, John. It's a hard time. Dude, the answer to the equation is the things you were already working on is you get a more stabilized, more normalized life with a birth certificate, and then you're able to get more normal employment and raise your income considerably, and that's going to help a bunch, honey. And that's what you need to be working towards.
All right, Dave, you have some strong opinions.
Possibly, yeah.
I think so. Okay, because you really prefer credit unions over big banks.
Well, credit unions, for one thing, are nonprofit, which means that the members, the customers, own the credit union. So any profits that the credit union makes goes back into customer pricing. So you get better interest rate on savings, cheaper checking, and so on, that kind of thing. But that's what's more important than that, though, is the fact that the customer is the owner changes the spirit on the credit union. So I find very few credit unions that aren't very customer-centric.
Well, and I think we have found one that is incredible, and that's Fairwinds. They are an incredible credit union that is really out with the heart to help the customer.
They're the right kind of people with the right kind of values. And they've done a really, really good job with customer service. And the deals that they're offering, the Ramsey Tribe, is incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love it. The things that we teach, they so line up with. And you're right, their customer service is unbelievable. Winston and I just signed up and we got an account.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding. It took less than 5 minutes. It was so user-friendly. Like, the step-by-step approach was unbelievable. And then the next day, my phone rings, and it says Fairwinds on my phone. So I answered it and talked to someone there, and they said, yeah, they give calls to every new customer. And so, again, they just really care about your experience, and I so appreciate that. Plus, anything that you can do at a traditional branch, you can do with them at fairwinds.org or on their app, and you'll have free access to over 33,000 ATMs.
Hey, you guys know how much I hate banks in general, and so for me to do this is a big deal. Talk to our friends at Fairwinds and check out the combined checking and savings bundle that they created just for the Ramsey Tribe. You guys, it's incredible.
Yeah, you guys, it's so easy to join Fairwinds no matter where you live. So go to fairwinds.org/Ramsey. Okay, you guys, remember the 4 walls of a budget: food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. Right now, I want to focus on food because inflation is driving up the cost of groceries and we're all feeling it. But Aldi shoppers can save up to 36% on an average shopping trip, which adds up to be about $4,000 a year for a family of 4. $4,000. Aldi has what you need at prices that won't bust your budget. From bread and milk to organic produce, fresh meat, and affordable must-haves. So stop paying more and start shopping smarter at Aldi, where you'll save with the lowest prices of any national grocery store. Find a store near you today at aldi.us. That's ALDI.us.
Wendy is in Cincinnati. Hi, Wendy. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Hi, sorry. My question is, so now my husband and I, we are looking into getting a divorce, and I am trying to, he wants everything in half of everything, but I'm trying to find a way that is more fair for both of us. So back to when we got married.
How long have you been married?
10 years.
Why are you divorcing?
That's where I'm about to get to is financial infidelity. So, and just a lot beyond that. So 10 years ago, when he walked into we got married, and he was in $300,000 student loan. So we, I kind of came up with a plan to help him pay it off. It's that we basically spend nothing, and he has to make another extra $1,000 a month, so which is, we're picking up a weekend a month about that.
So 10 years ago, he came into the marriage with $300,000 in student loan debt. You guys teamed up and paid it off.
Sorry, I couldn't hear, but I
said, no,
right now,
10 years ago, you said you got married, and he came in with $300,000 in student loan debt, and you guys teamed up and got it all paid off.
I wish the team up is the case, but that wasn't really the case. So 10 years ago, I kind of came up with a plan. So he's had to pick up another $1,000 a month, and we are going to invest in rental unit, and the rental income basically going to help pay off our expense and pay it off. So what ended up happening is he did not ended up doing any of those extra hours, which refused to pick up any shift because he said that's not his life passion. And the rental income, he ended up took it. He took it and spent it.
So what have you been making, Wendy? What do you make a year?
I make $140,000.
Okay. And you put up with this crap for 10 years.
I would put on for way too long. And the thing that now it gave me a lot of, I just try to always believe that, he just needs some more time. So I ended up working 2 jobs. I am the one that ended up picking those extra shifts to help him pay, because every time when bills need to be paid, he just say he doesn't have the money.
Yeah,
Wendy, spend excessively?
Wendy, I got really bad news, honey. I'm sorry. The law doesn't care. in Ohio, when you get a divorce, you're going to split things 50-50. Unless there's something else other than you just earned more and he was lazy. That one doesn't work. That's what the lawyer's going to tell you when you sit with them. But you need to go sit with a lawyer and find out for sure. But I think that's what you're going to hear.
Okay.
That you put up with this for too long.
For way too long.
Yeah.
For way too long.
So what do you guys actually own? Do you actually own anything? Money?
Yeah, we
Real estate?
own a rental property and also our current home.
What's it
and
worth?
Also, the rental property worth $300,000 around there. Our current home worth about $400,000.
How much debt on the $700,000 in real estate?
Yeah, so everything is paid off.
Oh, it's all paid off. Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And
you did all of this with your sweat while he sat at home, and because it wasn't his passion to work much.
Do you have kids, Wendy?
Yes, we have a kid, and that's what so we moved to the state where his family is. So I really don't have a support network. And when we got married, he agreed that we're only going to live here for a few years, and then we're going to move to.
You volunteered for all this, okay?
From.
You can't. You stayed put when you had the option to say no on any of this, and put it to an end earlier than you did. So it's now over. I'm sorry.
Where are you guys in the divorce process, Wendy? Have you filed?
She hadn't even talked to a lawyer yet. Have you?
We are just
at the beginning of it. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but what you're going to discover is what a friend of mine who does divorce recovery figured out, and that is that divorce turns a marriage into a business transaction and a legal transaction. And the law will state that child support, maybe some alimony, maybe you'll get some alimony out of him, but I doubt it. Doesn't sound like this guy's exactly going to be coming forth with a bunch of money. Maybe you can negotiate a large, let him have the rental and you take the big house or something. You may get a little more than half in a settlement, in a settled deal, if the judge will approve it in Ohio law. I don't know Ohio law, and I'm not an attorney even if I did, so you need to talk to one. But most states don't care if the mom was a stay-at-home mom and didn't earn an income for 10 years. She gets half.
That's what I was thinking about. If it
she
was
gets
flipped,
half, and your husband's not work much while you work all the time.
Yeah,
he gets half. I mean, you tolerated it, and so I'm not saying you did something wrong. I'm glad you hung on, tried to make it work, but that's where you're stuck with, kiddo. I'm sorry. That's an ouchie.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's one of those things too. I'm like, where things start when it's starting out. All the intentions are good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start to watch it just drift and drift and drift, and until a huge red flag is thrown, it ends up getting here. But that's the thing too. Is I'm like, if it was opposite, if this was a guy calling and saying his wife was home, right? Why does it make us more angry? He was lazy.
If she was at home saying it's not my passion to work much, after she had made a commitment with $300,000 worth of student loan debt to work and help get it paid off.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring down on her just like I'm going to bring down on him.
That's fair.
Nobody gets out of that one alive.
Yeah.
So
that's
no,
fair.
that's this is someone who someone else. His mommy has taken care of him his whole life.
I was hearing
and
who he
so
is.
His wife was his new mommy, and that's what happened. He's a mama's boy. And oh god, what a mess.
The only positive, Wendy, out of all of this is
he's gone.
Well, I mean, seriously, I'm like the attitude and the mood that he probably brings her down day after day.
Yeah.
And you'll be free from it, and you may make more money, Wendy, being out of this situation. So
you definitely will.
It is one of those things you just have to.
It's easier to swim without an anchor tied around you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just way easier. Yeah, you're gonna bust out, girl. It's going to be great. I'm sorry. I hate divorce.
But do get a lawyer because I
hate people in marriages, but, it's sounds like you got rid of You get a fresh start, kiddo. And with or without some rental property and with or without the details on the house. But, even if you just sell it all and pile it up in one pile and split it down the middle, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. You're going to be all right. And you can live wherever you want to live. You don't have to live there. If you don't want to live near his family, take off. Go back where you were. Go back where you want to be. You get to decide now. And so the future is bright. There were a lot of storms in the past in the rearview mirror, but they're all in the past. Well, soon to be anyway. Ouch. You ever tried to explain this Ramsey stuff to a friend? It's kind of all-encompassing, a little bit hard to just go bleh and put it all out there, right? So we're going to help you with that. We built a Ramsey 101 playlist. I say we. I had nothing to do with it except I'm on it. But it's an easy-to-share playlist. It covers all the basics for somebody who's just getting started with this whole Ramsey thing, like what are the baby steps, or how's the debt snowball work, or how's a budget work, or how to build an emergency fund, or why do they talk about God, all this stuff. It's all on there. Click the link at the bottom of the show notes. You open Ramsey 101 playlist on YouTube, text it, DM it, send it to a group chat. Say, hey, guys, I think this might help. Don't go, you're stupid, start doing this. That won't help. Don't be condemning with it. Be nice and just go, I hope this helps you. It helped me, or I think this is funny. Give it a look, whatever. So if you're listening on the radio, we got a playlist featured at the top of our YouTube channel. So think of at least one person in your life and share it with them, and it could change everything. We appreciate it. Because, by the way, when you guys share our stuff and you like click the share button, or you click the follow button or the subscribe button, all those kinds of things, it changes all the algorithm stuff, and it moves our stuff to the front of the line, and people start seeing it because of you. So thank you for sharing. And when you say nice things like 5-star reviews and stuff, kind of nice. Thank you. We appreciate it. All right, Jennifer's in Chicago. What's up, Jennifer?
Hi, Dave and Rachel. I'm just so excited to be talking to you today. I literally just found you guys 30 days ago. So
oh, wow.
I'm really excited.
Well, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. I have a question. I got served a lawsuit last night.
Ooh.
I have credit card debt that's all in collections. For context, I'm 38 years old, and I'm finally awake to my life. I've spent my adult years in and out of psychiatric hospitals, trying to, suicide due to my childhood. So now that I've unpacked that and I feel like I'm in a healthier spot, I really I want to be debt free. And listening to you guys, I feel like this is my first route.
Wow. What do you make? What's your income?
$40,000.
Good for you. Okay. Well, I'm proud of you for getting stable. That's quite a journey.
Thank you.
Well done.
It's been a journey.
Okay. How much do you owe on this particular credit card?
This one is $1,200.
And how long has it been since you paid on it?
2022.
Okay. All right. And who was the original bank?
Credit One.
Okay. All right. There's a high likelihood, like almost for sure, that they have sold that debt.
They have sold it to a credit bureau or a credit agency.
A collection agency. It's a debt buyer.
Yes.
Okay. Debt buyers buy old, bad credit card debt for around a nickel on the dollar.
Okay.
And so that means they've got somewhere around $75 invested in this.
Okay.
And what they do then is they buy like 8,000 of these accounts, and they badger the crap out of people and sue people until they get some money out of some of them. Most of them file bankruptcy and they get nothing. But a few people will pay it, and they end up, because they only paid a nickel on the dollar, they end up on average making some money.
Mm-hmm.
So this is not personal. This is not personal. This has nothing to do with you. You just got put on a conveyor belt in a factory. That's what this is, okay? There's 8,000 that look just like you that they processed last night. You follow me?
Yes.
I want you to get that.
It's scarier
because,
than it is.
Yeah, I want you to get that because it's different than you owe your little brother money.
Okay.
A different set of emotions, but they're going to try to tap into the little brother money emotions when you get on the phone with them, because most of them, the function that they use to collect is being a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be jerks.
I'm afraid of.
They're going no, you can count on it. So just make a game of it.
Okay.
I'm calling a jerk. Here we go. Ready, set, go. It's not personal. He doesn't know anything about me. He has a crummy job where he abuses people verbally over the phone to try to get money. That's who you're calling. Okay.
Okay.
Just kind of have fun with it.
And
Sometimes
the guy
they even change their name. They make up funny names.
Well, and the turnover in that industry is like 30 to 60 days. So the guy you're talking to will probably have a new job in 2 months anyway. So just remember that. This is like...
Okay.
Because cleaning a septic tank is more pleasant than doing what he's doing. Okay, really. Think about it. I mean, what a horrible job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? So
absolutely.
This is what you're dealing with. And if you have these pieces of information, then it helps you. So do you have any money?
I have about $3,000 in the bank right now.
Good. Did they give you a court date when they served you?
Yes, they did.
When?
It is on the 24th.
Good. Okay. I don't care if it goes to court and they win. No big deal.
Okay.
Nothing really changes. They're still trying to collect from someone that they don't get money from. So when you get on the phone, here's a couple of pointers. Number one, this is a game. Don't let this get into your psyche, okay?
Okay.
Their job is to make you afraid or angry, because when your brain does that, you move into fight or flight mode and you lose your critical thinking skills.
Mm-hmm.
That's their job, and they're very good at it. Be ready, okay?
Okay.
One of them called from American Express when I was going broke 30 years ago and asked my wife why she would stay with a man that wouldn't pay his bills. And she called me crying and said, I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, my God.
Right? This is what they do, okay?
Okay.
Bit ready. And so this is a, and by the way, that woman's name was Mrs. Savage.
Oh, stop it.
Okay. So, I mean, this is how ridiculous this world is. It's ridiculous. So this is what you're entering into. You need to know that because you got to stay above it, especially with what you've been through, okay?
Absolutely.
So this is a game, number one. Number two, they didn't pay anything for it. Number three, we're not giving them payments. Say no payments, Dave.
No payments, Dave.
No payments. My financial
No
counselor told me I can't give you payments. I'm your counselor, and I just told you can't. Okay?
Wonderful.
All right.
Okay.
You can bad guy off of me and tell them Dave Ramsey said it. That'll make them real happy. Okay?
I get pissed.
Yeah, and so, all right, this is just fun. Let's have some fun with it, right? And so no payments, and what we're going to do is I just came out of a mental episode where I've been fighting suicide, and I don't have any money. I think I can scrape together $300 if you will accept that as, here's the phrase, settlement in full.
Okay.
And somewhere $300 to $500 you'll get this done. And do not give them any information about you. No contact information, no new job, no
bank accounts,
no bank account information. They get no information. We're not going to give them any leverage. This is, you're playing with evil. Don't give evil a foothold. Okay?
Okay.
And so no information. It's a game. We're going to settle it for a lump sum, no payments. And lastly, do not give them any money until you get it in writing what the agreement is. Because Jim Bob ain't going to be working there in 30 days.
I'm writing all my notes down.
Okay.
And that can be via email or
email's
mail.
fine. Has to be in writing in some way, and then you print the email out hard copy and keep it in a file for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Because you can tell these people are lying if their mouth is moving.
Okay.
All right? This
now,
is what you're dealing with. It's a different culture.
Now, I have all my credit card debt is in collections. Can I handle
You
all
can
of them
do every
in
one of
writing?
them that way if you want to.
Okay.
Or if you got a small one, just pay it, for God's sakes, and get it out of there.
How much do you have, Jennifer, in debt total?
So I had $10,000 in credit card debt. I actually hired a credit consultation company, and they got $6,000 just wiped away.
Okay, good.
So now I'm down to $4,000.
Okay. Well, then you got $3,000. So you can get this
Yes,
clear
I have
pretty
$3,000.
quick. Because let me tell you, with what you've been through and with you establishing a new life of sustainability, putting this stuff in your rearview mirror as soon as possible and not keeping it, not screwing around with it for 6 months is a good idea.
Is that all the debt you have, Jennifer? Is just the credit card debt or student
I had
loans or car loans?
26 in student loans.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You'll have to circle back and pick that up too. But I want to get these, you got all these, a beehive that got poked and the bees are flying around your head.
Yes.
And they're scary and they're bothersome. So let's get rid of them. But you got to just play this game. It's a part of it, and get it in writing and no electronic access to your personal bank account. You can do a prepaid debit card with the exact amount and send them that. You can do a wire. You can do something. But no, they do not get your bank account numbers because they'll clean it out. They lie. You can tell they're lying if their mouth is moving. Can you tell I've done this for 30 years? If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck and wondering where your money's going, there's a way to fix that. It's called a plan. In our world, we call the plan a budget. And in our world, we do it on the world's best budgeting app called EveryDollar. Matter of fact, it's a full encompassing app that'll help you work all the baby steps. It's going to help you do everything, not just budget. You need to check this thing out. Our team is hosting free budget trainings this month on the free Every Dollar app. Have I mentioned that it's free? And you'll learn step-by-step how to stick to a budget using Every Dollar. There's Q&A. Sign up for free at everydollar.com/webinar. Jason is with us in Tampa. Hey, Jason, what's up?
Oh, man, I got the goat on the phone. I can't believe it.
Yes, Rachel's here.
I like you too, Rachel.
Oh, thanks, Jason. I know who you called for, though, and you got him. He's in the seat. He's not in the seat as much anymore, but here he is.
What's up?
Gosh. So, Dave, all right, and Rachel, I've got to figure this out. My parents' home was flooded by Hurricane Helene last September. So they came to my brother and my sister and myself and said, "Hey, we're too old. We can't fix it. If one of you want it, pay the other the other two siblings a third of the value that we come up with, and we want to be done with it, or we're just going to sell it. What do y'all want to do?" Well, I was the only one that wanted it, so we came up with a value, and I paid my sister and my brother a third of the value that everyone agreed to. Well, actually, they didn't even agree because they thought what my value was too low. So I actually went and got an appraisal done just so there would be no hanky-panky. It actually came in $60,000 less than what my original assessment was, and I still agreed to pay $60,000 more than what the actual appraisal.
Why?
Because I wanted this little home because it was just a little beach house that it was just meant something to me. So I wanted it. I paid my sister and my brother the money. My parents quitclaim deeded it to me. I fixed it all up. It's back to being beautiful, just in time for hurricane season again, but it's back to being beautiful. And now all of a sudden, my sister says, "Oh, this was such an unfair deal. I can't believe we even did this. I'll never feel comfortable with it."
Oh, well.
No one ever. So what do I do? I mean, now it's causing a strain in the family, and I don't know what I did wrong. I thought I did everything right.
Well, you didn't have agreement.
That's what I thought we did. And then now all of a sudden we don't because we did, but that's what I'm like.
Well, did they, I mean, it was all verbal, correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But they were bitching and moaning on the front end.
That's what I said. No one said anything.
No, they did. They said it was not enough, and so you went and got an appraisal. They were moaning.
And then my appraisal came in.
I know, but they still didn't think it was right. They still didn't think it was right, and you did it anyway.
So what should? Yeah, what?
I would have walked.
My fault then?
Yeah, I would have walked, or I would have had them sign something.
Yeah, maybe I should have done some kind of signature on something.
Not a legally binding, but just to remind them that because their memory is bad apparently.
I thought paying $60,000 over.
No, not if they thought the amount even was 60 was not right.
Was the value lowered because of the damage at all, Jason?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
And the value was lowered because of the damage.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had a number, you put it out there, and they said that's not fair, and you said I'll show you. You went and got an appraisal, and the appraisal was $60,000 lower, so you paid them the higher number. But they also thought that number higher wasn't fair.
Well, with just the sister, everyone else.
Well, I mean, so what'd you expect? I mean, she'd already told you she was going to be unhappy.
This just came up a couple weeks ago.
No, honey, you told me in the original deal that they thought it wasn't enough. So you went and got an appraisal, and you agreed to pay the original amount that they thought wasn't enough. And when you paid it, they still thought it wasn't enough. And now she still thinks it wasn't enough. Well, that's not a shock.
And I guess she's going to have to deal with it because that's.
She cashed the check, right?
I'm sorry?
She cashed the check.
You bet she did.
All right.
She sure did.
Deal's done.
Yeah, and no one lifted a finger to help me fix it up either. So
well, it wasn't their job. They didn't own it. That's your job.
Yeah, I'm like, and that was fine, but I'm like,
yeah.
I mean,
I just say, listen, you did a deal. You're like a grown adult woman. Act like it.
How old are you guys, Jason?
I'm 50, she's 45.
Oh.
And then my brother's in his 50s.
Or older than I was
he's
thinking.
55.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're all older adults. And
well, I think she told you on the front end she was going to be unhappy, and you just didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And then now she's coming through. Now she's coming through with her promise, but that's okay. I mean, she cashed the check, and I just look at her and go, "Hey, baby, good luck with that."
That's kind of what I've done so far. But
well, I mean, anything you can do, you can't make people behave.
Yeah.
Even if they're in your DNA line,
I guess,
Have you guys sat down and had any level of conversation in person about this?
Well, originally when we first, but
Okay.
not since the last thing or this that I'm talking about. We talked on the phone about something else, and then this just was brought up, and I'm like, where did that come from? That would have been valuable information.
If there's any level of you that wants to save the relationship, I would have a conversation in person. Take all your defensiveness about this. Swallow a humble pill for a little bit. Let her kind of get out what she needs to get out and just say, okay, how do we move forward? Because I don't want to lose a relationship with my sister, right? It's family. And for a house to do this, that's not that for the future. But again.
And there's that part where you cash the check.
Put the olive branch out. And if she won't accept it, then that's her choice at that point, right? But I would go in.
I'm never going to be okay. Well, that's
very
you talk
humble.
to your therapist,
Very humble, though. You have a big personality,
Yeah.
Jason. We heard it from the moment you got on. I love it. I think it's wonderful. But maybe just take a little bit of a chill as you go in, go in not defensive, not aggressive,
Go watch Jefferson Fisher videos.
and but honestly, if you really want to repair it, there's something there, and then beyond that. You've tried.
You can't control it.
Yeah, you can't control her then. But
you probably don't. I think you need to follow Rachel's advice, not mine. Mine's just smart aleck.
I
Dave's
know that's the
feisty.
problem. I'm like you, Dave.
I know. I think Rachel's
need to
right
listen
and
to
I'm
me.
wrong. I think Rachel's right and I'm wrong, really.
Oh man! All right, Rachel, can you call my sister for me?
Yes,
No,
I will.
No.
Hey, by the way, that Jefferson Fisher episode was next to the Trump episode. Was two of my favorite.
Yeah, he's
episodes.
really good. He's really good. I wasn't kidding. I probably would go watch some of that because that's the type of stuff Rachel's talking about, rather than doing Dave thing and just smacking her sideways.
Oh my!
Because that's not going to work. Because that's all I'm saying. I'm just being a smart.
Wait, what are the other siblings?
I'm just being a smart.
I know,
uncle.
Jason. What's your other siblings? Would you say brother?
Yeah, he's okay. He hasn't had any issues.
Okay, so it's you three.
Yeah, it's just three of us. So
Yeah.
brother's fine, sisters.
I know. I just hate when
sideways about it.
assets, money, all of that gets in between family. We hear it a lot on the show, and it's really sad. It's really sad.
Yeah.
So if you want it repaired, or maybe she's crazy, and you're like, I don't know, I got to put up a boundary. I don't know. I don't know her, but if you want to repair the relationship, that's what I would do.
You want to give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
I think Rachel's right. I'm wrong. Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Good. Whew.
Man.
My way's more fun though. Our scripture of the day, Proverbs 21:20. Precious treasure and oil are in a wise man's dwelling, but a foolish man devours all. That's the Bible saying if you spend everything you make, you're a fool. Hello, think about it. Michael Douglas said, a fool and his money are lucky to get together in the first place. Gary's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hey, Gary, what's up?
Hey, gang. Thanks for taking my call. So I retired about a year and a half ago. I'm 69, and I've got my assets, no debt, and I'm just wondering if what I have everything invested in is if I'm doing the right thing. My house is worth about $700. It'll be paid off by the end of the year.
Good.
I'm holding off on social when I turn 70 in January, and with my wife taking advantage of the spousal benefits. So I'm estimating that we'll have about $80,000 a year in Social Security, and the remaining is $2.1 million in 3 IRAs and another account that's cash and some stock.
What are they in IRAs and all invested in? Mutual funds?
Yes. 3 different mutual funds. They're about 1.7 million, and then the cash and stock is about 430. Of that, about 80,000 is in 4 or 5 different stocks, and about 300,000 or so in a money market, which is currently drawing around 4%.
Okay. All right. And
The other thing is,
your question's what then? You've done really well. Congratulations.
Well, could I be doing better than what I'm doing as far as what I'm invested in?
Well, I mean, I'm 64. All of mine is in mutual funds and paid for real estate. And so, we put it in 4 types of mutual funds. You've heard that: growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. I don't play single stocks just because I don't like the risk associated with them. I'd rather have that money diversified in mutual funds. But it's not the end of the world. It's a small percentage of your world. And you've done extremely well. And you sound like you're maybe a little heavy in cash, unless you got something you're wanting to do with that. Are you getting ready to buy a car or go on a trip or something?
No, not particular. No.
Okay. I mean, you don't need a $300,000 emergency fund.
Yeah. Also, when I start getting our social in January, based upon our expenses, I'm hoping to maybe save about $2,000 a month out of that.
Yeah.
So
that'd be great. Well, and be sure you're being, enjoying this, and that your generosity goes up, because you're a multimillionaire. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm already starting to plan a couple of trips, like over to Europe and stuff.
Good. Yeah, I mean, you've earned it. Well done. And I assume you guys did not inherit this money. It sounds like it's 401ks, like you saved it, right?
Yeah, right.
So you're not an inherited. You're a baby step millionaire, meaning you did it following.
Well,
the
my mom did pass away about almost 5 years ago, and my sister and I finally sold our house plus the assets. I think I ended up getting over the last 5 years.
You cut out. Getting how much? Did I lose you? Oh no. Well, okay. You're in good shape, dude. You've done a good job, and you're fine. If you want to fine tune it a little bit and get a little bit more dialed in with it, that's fine. It sounds like you are not a millionaire that you already were, probably before your mom passed. And so you've just added to your wealth, whatever that amount was that cut out.
Yeah, and his question, I think, was, is there anything different he needs to be doing? Because when you retire and you start living off of some of these investments, is there a big shift in the strategy of it?
A lot of the wealth, a lot of the financial planning community believes in a theory I don't believe in, called the asset allocation methodology, which is you move everything towards bonds and money markets as you get older. And I don't. The bond market's as volatile as the stock market and underperforms the stock market. So I'm 64. I'm not moving a thing. And so I'm just, when you're 64, if you're healthy, you are statistically likely to make it to 90, where the average death age is 76 to 78, male, female, right now. But you're statistically likely to make it to 90 if you're healthy at 65. So you've still got 30 freaking years to outpace inflation. And when you dumb down your portfolio in the name of safety, inflation is going to come back and tag you in the back of the head. So I don't need the money. He doesn't need the money. He's going to be living off the social.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And so that money's just going to be.
Is that pretty average? 80 grand?
That's heavy. Well, it's he and his wife, and they're both 70.
They're doing their 70. Yeah.
They're doing the long term.
Yeah.
So that's the that could be. I don't do that. I'm going to ride it all the way out, because here's the thing: if you've got $2.1 million and you're living off $80,000 a year worth of social, you're not really investing this money for you. You're not going to use it. It's laying there, but it's going to be an inheritance.
Yeah.
So you're investing it for the next generation, which means you would not shift it and dumb it down in the name of the asset allocation model or theory. And people act like that's a given and it's a law or something. It's not. It's a theory, and I think it's a bad one. So I don't use it. I am investing all the way through, and he doesn't need to use it. He's fine. He's in good shape. Diane's in Atlanta. Hi, Diane. How can we help?
Hey, guys. So excited. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. What's up?
I'm in the middle of cooking dinner for 2 hungry boys, and you may hear them in the background, and I apologize for that. So I really wanted to call because, just in a nutshell, I am a nurse. I went to school. I have my bachelor's of science in nursing. I am not working right now. I'm a stay-at-home mom. My husband is a physician and makes good money.
What's good money?
$540.
Oh, that's good money. Okay, I'm with you. All right. So I'm a little short on time. Ask your question right quick.
Okay. So our oldest has special needs. He is level 3 autism. He's nonverbal. He's 7 years old now. So it's really hard to look far into the future. But the way his development is moving, he'll be with us. He's going to be our roommate forever. So, I just don't know how much we need to be saving for him. Like
You
when
don't.
he was 2,
You don't. You need to save for you. You need to build wealth, and you need to have in your estate plan a special needs trust that if you and your husband both pass away, that a chunk of money, an inordinate chunk of money, is left in trust, the income of which invested in mutual funds, the income of which will support him for the rest of his life.
Okay.
But it's your money, it's not his. You don't put money in his name.
No, I don't have any. Oh, in his name.
You
Yeah,
put it in
child's
your
name.
name.
No.
You make $540,000 a year, you go build wealth, and some of your wealth is earmarked upon both of your deaths to go into the special needs trust to take care of him.
Okay. So, so as far as debt and what we make and all that, just...
You got to work the normal stuff. Just work the debt snowball, get out of debt, get your house paid off, go become a multimillionaire making $500,000 freaking dollars a year.
How much debt do you guys have?
We don't have any student loans.
Good.
We have probably $70,000 in cars.
Well, that was stupid.
Yeah, it was very stupid.
Let's get it paid off.
So I kind of got my car as a push present, if you will, in 2021, and then my husband was
okay,
like,
poof,
I want
pay it
one
off.
too.
Push.
Yeah.
Poof it off. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my gosh. All right. No, that's no. You need to get this mess cleaned up, okay? And you guys need to get on the baby steps and work just because you need to. The special needs thing is almost a sidebar in the sense of it gives you yet one more motivation to build wealth and get your act together to make sure you have enough to leave in there. If you're broke and have no money right now, you need life insurance earmarked for the special needs trust until you get some wealth built. But with the kind of money y'all make, you get rid of stupid car payments and start stacking cash and building you some investments, get your house paid off. There'll be plenty of money to take care of your kid. And just see your estate planner and make sure there's a special needs trust set up, earmarked with term life insurance until you have some money. And after you have some money, earmark some of the money into that to take care of him. And he'll be fine. Assuming you guys get your act together, he'll be fine. That puts this hour of The Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey, you guys, I was shocked to learn that 88% of you out there are sharing The Ramsey Show. I mean, that is so incredible. Thank you so much. And I want to tell you that we're making it even easier to share. So this June, we have pulled together the brand new Ramsey 101 YouTube playlist, a quick start collection of how to get started walking the Ramsey plan. Now, this playlist is perfect for that one person in your life who needs help winning with money and just doesn't know where to start. So here's what's inside: what the baby steps are and why they actually work, how the debt snowball helps you pay off debt fast, and how to build wealth and invest for the future, and so much more. So here's what you need to do. Click the link at the top of the show notes. It'll take you straight to the YouTube playlist. Copy it, text it, send it in a group chat. Just say, hey, I thought this might help. Because one playlist shared at the right time could be the turning point. One share, one playlist, one step could change everything for that one person in your life. So click the link, share The Ramsey Show, and let's help someone out there start winning with money.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Ken Coleman, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today, #1 best-selling author, and we are here to help you. The phone number is easy. It's 888-825-5225. The call is free, and some say the advice is worth exactly what you pay for it. Allison starts us off today in Washington, D.C. Hey, Allison, how are you?
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I appreciate all the education that you guys provide. My question today is about how to help my mother recover from a romance scam. She recently found out that there's about $1.2 million missing from hers and my grandmother's estate, and it's gone. And I know I'm not responsible for my mother's spending, but there's just very few resources out there to help someone as they recover from this kind of scam.
Wow. So he has disappeared?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even think she met him in person. So this got flagged from her bank after she transferred $300,000, and they flagged that. But that was only the biggest transfer. There were a lot of other smaller transactions totaling, that I'm aware of, about $1.2 million. But it might be more.
How old is your mom?
She is 71.
What a horrible thing. I'm so sorry. Simultaneously makes me angry and sad. Wow. Okay, so I guess there's a couple of areas. Is your mom just lonely, or is she diminished mentally?
That's a great question. Definitely the first one. We thought that she might be diminishing mentally. I still hold that opinion. There are other family members that think she's just the way she's always been.
Is there anything left?
She told me there's about $5,000 of my grandmother's money left. My grandmother does have income, and that's going to cover her nursing home expenses. She's actually in hospice now, and I do feel like my grandmother's going to be okay. We've been working with the nursing home to make sure that they're going to continue her care, and it's not going to be too much longer.
Who's in hospice, your grandmother or your mother?
My grandmother, because my mother is a power of attorney for my grandmother, which is how this came out, because I'm like the second in line for a power of attorney. I forget that term right now.
So how is your mom successor? How is your mom reacting to all of this? Is she prideful towards you all? I can do what I want to do, or is she scared and humbled? Take over this. I'm not capable.
No, she's really in denial at the moment. I've tried to send her budgets. I've tried, stuff from y'all's website, and
okay. Unless she is mentally diminished, you can't make her do anything.
Correct.
So all you can do is help her with her guilt once she discovers she's been scammed, and that she's probably going to need to sit down and see a good therapist, a good counselor.
Yeah. It's almost like an addict behavior. Like I'm kind of waiting for her to hit bottom, and then I'm going to try to scoot her some resources, which is what I'm doing now.
I'm not scooting her any resources. She's not responsible enough to handle them. You've got to decide how she can manage. You can help her manage the resources she gets her hands on, and manage those. And if you give her some food money, instead just give her some food. Because we got to get a long way away from this competency issue. I can't tell why she's incompetent, whether it's just sheer loneliness and she's not a very smart person, or whether she's mentally diminished. I can't tell. And you can't either, is what it amounts to. So, you've just got to treat her like that and go, oh, man, it's so sad. Such evil people out there. And have you turned this over to the FBI yet? Well, you can't if she's in denial. Because she's got to file it.
Right. I think they're aware because of the conversation I understand with the bank. I do think she's on. I've researched all this. I think she's on there's like a list. So I think it has been reported to the FBI.
Okay. All right. And if there's anything you can do to try. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, they actually recoup some of this stuff. But, wow, I'm so sorry. What a horrible thing. So, yeah, you're there for her emotionally. As she deals with the guilt of this level of screw up, and you're there for her basic necessities, but we're not scooting her resources. She doesn't need any scooting. She needs, she needs care. You're going to have to treat her like she does not have competency, because she obviously doesn't.
Yeah, the thing that I would add, Allison, is you mentioned you're going to have to let her hit rock bottom, and unfortunately, you're going to have to do this. And this is where role reversal takes place. You become the parent, and she's the child, and it's very, very difficult. But short of, Dave, the children being able to pay for a private investigator, the only way, I hate to be so negative, but I've read into some of these things because we've taken this call several times over the last 6 months, as I recall. And I did some research. Very, very hard to recover this. These people, this may not even be a real dude. This could be a woman in some foreign country. They are very creative, and they cover their tracks. And you almost have to have a private investigator who's got some experience in this stuff, number one, and who you can afford, number two, who can hopefully entrap them and catch them. That's the only way. Many times the law enforcement, Dave, just doesn't step up here because there's so many of these cases. So I hate to be so negative. But that's the reality.
It's on the computer in the other end of something in Russia or wherever.
You don't know where it's gone.
There's no telling.
It's really tough,
man. Yeah, we've taken this call a bunch over the last 30 years for sure, in different forms. The internet has made it more prevalent, I guess, but it's not that unusual. But so I guess, be there for her emotionally, be there for her necessities. We're not ever going to put her in charge in the near future of any kind of assets, because she's not responsible or capable or competent or whatever the phrase is we want to use. And those aren't insulting words. They're just observations of where she is, obviously. But you don't. Wow. So and there's a part, if I'm Allison, and I think it's normal for the family members, there's part of them that are aggravated with mom.
Oh, sure.
For not having her crap together any better than this, But so those of you out there, this happens almost exclusively to elderly that are and let me back it off, okay? Not even elderly, 50 years old and beyond, if you want to call that elderly. If you're 20, that's ancient, okay? But if you're 60, it's not ancient, okay? So, but anyway, 50 years old and beyond, lonely and disconnected and not involved, where, like, if Allison is the successor trustee in the situation, then she leans in and is very involved in mom to where she knows this is happening.
Correct.
Where if they're disconnected even the least amount from the rest of the family and from friends, where no one is raising a flag going, "You're doing what?" But you got to have you got to be in a conversation to be able to say that. And that's not on Allison. It's not her fault. But this is who it happens to: the lonely. Yes. That's who it happens to. Wow, how sad. This is the Ramsey Show. Statistics show that half of Americans don't have enough life insurance, or they don't have any at all. I don't understand this, John. Why don't people want to take care of their family? They think they're going to die or something?
Well, I used to be one of those guys. I didn't even think about it. And one of my buddies said, hey, the only reason to not have life insurance is if you hate your wife and kids. And I immediately went and got term life insurance.
That's a gut punch.
And you're telling me, and for decades, Dave, I've sat across people who've lost a spouse. They've lost somebody important to them.
Me too.
They don't know what to do next.
Me too. I mean, you're going to have a crisis here. And, you got two options while you're sitting and talking to a young widow. She's concerned about how she's going to invest all this money properly and not mess this up, or she's concerned how she's going to eat tomorrow.
That's exactly
These are the
right.
two options.
And
take care of your dadgum family, man.
Term life insurance can replace income, pay off debts, cover funeral expenses, so your family can actually have the opportunity to just be sad.
Yeah.
To just miss you.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's saying I love you to your family. Term life insurance. Jeff Zander and the team at Zander Insurance makes it easy and affordable. I've used them personally for 25 years. They're the only people I trust. Go to Zander.com or call 800-356-4282. Ken Coleman, best-selling author, is my co-host today. I am Dave Ramsey, your host. This is The Ramsey Show. We talk to you about your life and your money. Some of you are aware that we coach and train and do events for small businesses. We've got around 10,000 of them right now that we're coaching all across America, and I love small business people. 54% of the gross domestic product, the economy, is created by businesses with fewer than 500 team members. Small business is literally mathematically the backbone of the U.S. economy. And so people starting up new stuff and excited entrepreneurs are my people. I started this business of Ramsey on a card table in my living room 30-something years ago. And today, we've got over 1,000 folks working here. We've got several $100 million in revenue, and helping people is our goal and our product. It's what we do. And I had a best-selling book teaching people about how we run this business several years ago, about a decade ago, called Entree Leadership. It still sells very, very well. Thank you guys for reading that. The combination of entrepreneurism and leadership. So today we are launching pre-sale on a book of mine. I don't do many books anymore. It's been, I think, 4 or 5 years since I've done one. And so this one is the system that we have used to grow Ramsey, and that we teach the small businesses to grow around America. It's called Build a Business You Love, Mastering the 5 Stages of Business. We have identified that there are 6 things that drive businesses forward, and as they go forward, they go through 5 stages, two different elements here. But much like you walk the baby steps in personal finance, this Entree Leadership system with the 6 drivers and the 5 stages that you go through in business, and it takes decades in most cases to go through all of it as you grow a business from an idea all the way into a multi-million-dollar thing. This is the baby steps for small business in a sense. And this is what this book does. It's the total money makeover for small business in a sense, because it's going to show you exactly what those 5 stages are, exactly what the 6 drivers are, and exactly how to do them. And you're going to like your business better. One of the dichotomies is most of us start a business because we think it's going to be more fun than working for someone else. And then you find out you've got the meanest dadgum boss on the planet, which is you, looking at yourself in the mirror. You will work yourself to death, and you will crack the whip and do stuff. It's crazy. So you can end up hating the business that you started if you're not careful. It happens all the time. And but you've got to get a thing where you're building something that you love and you're enjoying it like you did the first day you had the idea. And so Build a Business You Love. It's on pre-sale starting today. The book actually ships on April 15th, oddly enough. Tax day for small business people, right? And everybody else. So, and if you pre-order now, you're for $29.99, you're going to get over $350 worth of bonus items, instant access to the Entree Leadership Hiring Playbook, which is one of the lessons we teach here. And hiring and firing is the biggest challenge small businesses face. It's a complete pain in the butt, and it's wonderful, both, because you get to meet some of the best people on the planet and some of the craziest people on the planet. Early access to the ebook is part of the package, and you get the enhanced audiobook. I read the audiobook, but we've also put a bunch of other stuff in there. It's almost like a production of a podcast. And so the audiobook's super entertaining and super cool rather than just me reading the book. It's not that. Okay. So pre-order today at RamseySolutions.com/store. If you're watching on YouTube or podcast, you can click the link in the description. I've been doing this for 30 years. It was 30 plus years ago. I started on a card table in my living room. And I don't write about stuff that I have not done. Nothing we do at Ramsey is theory. It's all, we're practitioners. We give you actionable things you can do. And Ken, you've spoken at Entree Leadership Summit, which we're doing in May in Denver. It's a huge event. At Entree Leadership Master Series, which is a smaller event for the owners of small businesses. And these small businesses really, if you're thinking about or you are operating or running or even working for a small business, this stuff's important.
Yeah, I was going to say very quickly that the timing for this is right because our audience is exploding in the podcast and YouTube space, and more we're seeing Gen Z call this show. So if you're in Gen Z or you're a millennial and you've just had an idea at some point in your life, I think this is a must buy. You may not be ready to launch the business, but to understand what it takes to go from a card table, as Davis said now just a moment ago, to a massive company, with over 1,000 employees, hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. It is a proven system, and I love the stages. They're very easy to understand, but will help you see what it's going to take. And Dave, we're seeing data now that Gen Z is the most entrepreneurial generation that we've ever had in history, because they're seeing that their entryway into working for themselves is easier than ever. They see it obviously through video, through digital tools, and thus it's created this great desire to work for yourself. So this book, I think, is a must gift. If you've got that young entrepreneur in your life, parents or grandparents, or if you are somebody who thinks you might want to work for yourself one day, I think this is a must read so that you can see what the climb is going to have to look like. That's why I like this book. I think the timing of this thing's going to go absolutely bananas because of the day and age in which we live.
Well, and if you're 52 and you have 8 employees and you own a heat and air company, hello. I know exactly what you're facing.
That's right.
Other than the heat and air part, but I mean the rest of it, I know it inside and out. And we've got you as a customer all over America, and I can show you exactly what the next steps are.
It's not too late.
This is not just what Ramsey has gone through. This is what we've coached these 10,000 businesses through. Build a business you love on pre-sales starting today. And Ken, I think that's a beautiful thing. If you got an idea, what you don't know yet, if you've not started a business, is the 3 rules of business. And rule number 1 is it's going to take twice as long as you thought.
Yeah.
Rule number 2, it's going to cost twice as much as you thought. And rule number 3 is you're not the exception. This is going to be hard.
Yes.
It's going to be hard. It's going to be harder than you thought. And you're going to make some mistakes, and your best ideas are going to turn out looking stupid. And some of your dumb ideas are going to turn out looking like you're a genius. And it's amazing to me how much of my personal stupidity this company has survived over 30 years. The number of dumb things that we have tried that did not work. And the reason they survived was the financial underpinning. We don't borrow money, and following these exact steps and these 6 drivers and staying true to our lane. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is what we do. And we can show you how to do all that. But I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. It's not easy. It's easier to start a business today than at any time in human history.
Yes.
Any time in human history, because your marketing is instantaneous. You've got this wonderful thing, like the old country boy said, you got that internet? I mean, you got this wonderful thing out there that you can do anything with. And there's a ton of, standalone plug-and-play products to help you, run your business, help you do all kinds of things to get something off the ground. So, the first time I ever saw that really was I was just amazed that the first time I met the guy that he made $1 million in 1 year. This was 20 years ago I met him. I made $1 million in 1 year selling used golf clubs on eBay.
Wow.
He was buying, you go to garage sales and buy golf clubs for $1.
Clean them up.
Buy the whole box, the whole bag, because people just want them out of the way.
That's right.
They collect. They grow
generally
like
those
rabbits
are
in your
wives.
garage. Used golf clubs
Get
are
those
everywhere.
out of the corner.
Yeah, and nobody wants the old technology, right?
No.
Yeah, everybody does when it's cheap enough. So he would take it, clean it, put it on eBay, and all of a sudden he had a business.
Wow.
So you can decide to do something like that, but then, like a friend of mine I was talking to the other day that's in his 30s who suddenly has millions of dollars of revenue, he's now overwhelmed. He's like, I now have a business. I thought I was just a ... Yeah. And he goes, now I got people working for me. Now I got all this other stuff. And he's kind of an accidental entrepreneur, if you will. Yeah. And so, there's processes, though, that can get this back for you, that can help you get your life back together. Build a business you love on pre-sale today. Yeah. As I said, I don't do many books anymore. Most of our book production and writing is done by the Ramsey personalities around here, and they do a great job. And we've got number ones with bestsellers, with multiple number one bestsellers with all of them. And so there's no need for the old man to get in the way of that. But this is my material, so I had to put it into a book. We couldn't let it just wander off into the ethos. So this way you can get your hands on it for only $29.99, and you can get a system to run and grow your business. And I got to tell you, if you're running a small business, you deserve to win. You are the right kind of people. You're the kind of people should work for versus corporate America who will piss on you. So, you need to go to work for good people, family-run businesses. They're the best on the planet. This is The Ramsey Show.
What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 different answers. Economic growth or a recession? Business taxes will go up or down. AI will help us work, or it will replace us all. But there's no such thing as a crystal ball. That's why more than 40,000 businesses have future-proofed themselves with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud enterprise resource planning system. Ramsey Solutions uses NetSuite, and you should too. Whether your company's earning millions or even hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you respond to immediate challenges and seize your biggest opportunities. With one unified business management suite, there's only one source of truth for the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. NetSuite's real-time insights and forecasting help you see into the future with actionable data. And when you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you can spend less time looking backward and more time focusing on what's next. And speaking of what's next, download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/Ramsey. It's free at netsuite.com/Ramsey. Ken Coleman, Ramsey personality, best-selling author, is my co-host today. Seattle is on the line. Jeremy is calling. Hi, Jeremy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Good. Hey, I just started your book this last month with my wife. We are on baby step number 2. And to long story short, we basically borrowed some money from a family member, my father-in-law and mother-in-law, about a year and a half ago. And we put a manufactured home there, used the money for that. We're paying them back pretty quickly, it feels like. Made a dumb decision again before I started your book and went out and bought a toy. And it's kind of putting some stress on our relationship with them. They're thinking we shouldn't be spending money when we owe them money. And I just wanted your advice on that.
What'd you buy?
A 4-wheeler.
Okay. What'd you spend on the 4-wheeler?
$6,000, and we financed it, but it's almost paid off now.
Okay. And what do you owe them?
About $80,000.
Okay. Oof. So they loaned you the money to buy a
house.
Put a house?
Manufactured home.
A trailer.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
On their property?
Yes, sir.
So you have an $80,000 trailer and you don't own the dirt?
Correct.
Oh, God. Okay. Wow. Well, what are the terms? I mean, did you have a payment system with them, a certain amount you're supposed to pay them every month?
Yes, yeah, and we've been paying that on time every time, obviously.
You were not, well, not obviously. I mean, you've never been late, and yet they expected that you would prepay them rather than do anything else. Why did they expect that?
You know, that's a good question.
Okay.
And, you know, our thing is we have a pretty good relationship with them, and things just kind of got awkward. So do I sell the toy, take a loss, and move on? You're the expert, I guess. That's my question.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know if there was any pressure that you felt at any time or your wife felt at any time to borrow $80,000 from them to then get a pre-mod trailer and put it on their property. Was there pressure there, or was it just they threw it out and you guys love the idea?
So basically, we sold our house and had some money set aside to do this project. And it was just an idea that got thrown out there, and nobody thought it would really work. We were able to make it work, and we were pretty excited about that. There wasn't too much pressure there. It will most likely be our property at some point. So there wasn't too much for us on worrying with that.
Okay, there's two layers to this situation. The first layer is the simple four-wheeler question. Okay?
Yes, sir.
On the simple four-wheeler question, I think you and your wife need to go over, ask them if you can come over and talk and have a cup of coffee and bring a pie. And you just sit down and say, we thought that we had a monthly payment arrangement with you, and as long as we were doing that, we thought we were doing the right thing. Somehow there must have been more to the agreement than we understood. Okay. Because if we go on vacation, you're going to be mad. If we buy a four-wheeler, you're going to be mad. But we didn't know that was part of the deal. And so we need to get on the same page about what our deal is, because I thought our deal was I pay you monthly payments and you're happy. But now it's I pay you monthly payments and I have to check with you before I buy anything. Mm-hmm. And that's not a deal I'm okay with. Yeah. Now, agreed, you shouldn't have bought a stupid four-wheeler in this situation, okay? That's aside. And you can say that. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have bought the toy. But I'm trying to figure out what our boundaries are here so that I don't upset you again into the future. And basically call them out because they're out of line. You did a stupid thing, but they don't have a right to be upset about it because you kept your part of the deal.
Yep.
I'm telling you, sell this four-wheeler and get yourself out of debt with that money. Yeah, definitely do that. But that not paying towards them. Okay, that's layer number one. That's the easiest layer. Do you want me to get harder, Jeremy, or do you want me to leave you alone?
Nope, I want to hear it.
Okay. You guys have made a colossal mess. You violated about 6 things here, and you're going to get it's not going to turn out well, I'm afraid. Colossal rule number 1 is you never build a property, you never put $80,000 worth of collateral on someone else's dirt. I don't care whose dirt it is. Period. Because you do not have control of the situation. If they are in a car wreck in the middle of the night, fall asleep at the wheel, and these sweet little people hit somebody head on and they get sued for $200 million, the dirt under your trailer is gone in that lawsuit. And they have no control over that, and you have no control over that. So you have set yourself up, and I've seen this 1,000 times in 30 years of doing what I do. Not owning the dirt under your trailer is a massive mistake, number 1. Borrowing $80,000 from your in-laws for anything, for any reason, is a massive mistake, number 2. The borrower is slave to the lender, and as you have figured out, masters change the rules sometimes. You're the slave. Problem number 3, you spent $80,000 on something that's going down in value, not up in value. Trailers go down in value. They don't go up in value. So in 15 years, what's this $80,000 trailer worth? Nothing. You're burning $80,000 on your kitchen table every night, a little bit at a time. So you got a massive entanglement of mess here, and I don't know exactly how to get you out of that one as easy as I did the other one. This is not a cup of coffee and a pie. But if I'm in your shoes, I'm going to start trying to unravel this thing. If I can figure out a way to honorably do that, I'm guessing the trailer won't bring $80,000 now, right?
No.
Okay. What would it bring now?
It might get close. You know, there's not a lot of them around to get a good idea, but
okay. If you can get out of it, I would sell it and start fresh renting somewhere, and give them their money back, and keep you from owning an asset that's going down in value, sitting on dirt that you don't own. Man, this is you're playing Russian roulette, and there's 3 bullets in the gun. Not one.
Yeah, Dave, he's been sufficiently burned. I'll offer some salve. And the salve.
I got permission.
No, you're right. No, you couldn't be more right. I just can't add anything to it other than to say this. Walk away from this to realize it could have been way worse, and this thing can get nastier if you don't fix it now. And I could not say that enough. You can dig out of this, but I would start digging quickly and make all these changes, and you'll look back on this and go, whew, I'm glad I did it.
It's going to get worse. The relationship's going to get worse. The finances are going to get worse. Everything's going to get worse. There's nothing in this story that turns out good.
Yeah.
And the problem is to stop and say that out loud is like walking up in the middle of the town square and saying the emperor has no clothes. Everybody's going to look at you and go, but wait. Your wife's going to look at you, their precious little daughter, and go, my daddy wouldn't. Oh, yes, he did. He already bitched about the four-wheeler. Of course he's going to do it. It's coming. You know what your daddy's going to do.
Right.
Okay, I already know what your daddy's going to do. I read his mail.
Well, Dave, this makes me think of all those, the classic line in the wedding vows, leave and cleave. There is a psychological reason for doing that. There's wisdom in that phrase.
Yeah, and
not
parents,
living on their land.
Well, mom and dad have got some money and they've got some land and they were trying to do something nice
Sure,
and they did
of
a
course.
good thing in a dumb way.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
You know, how could you do this differently? All right, I'll tell you how you could do it differently. You carve up your property, you put a property line on it, and you give a parcel of it to your daughter. And if you want her to have an $80,000 property, have her build something on there that will go up in value and give her $80,000 of your money. Don't loan it to her and make her your slave and change the quality of your relationship. Thanksgiving dinner tastes different when you eat with your master. It changes the relationship, and you're not the exception. No one, none of you out there. So mom and dads, quit doing a nice thing, a good thing, a bad way, and causing more problems than you were blessings.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's, poor Jeremy. I'm sorry, Jeremy, but you called and you asked.
Yeah.
This is The Ramsey Show.
You know how when you go against what society thinks is, quote, normal, like avoiding debt, it feels weird at first? Well, I'm here to tell you that is okay. I want you to be weird, if that means you're being intentional, including how you budget. And one way to be intentional about how you spend your healthcare dollars is with Christian Healthcare Ministries. CHM isn't health insurance. They're a biblically based alternative. CHM is a health cost-sharing ministry that's helped hundreds of thousands of families take care of healthcare costs without sacrificing their freedom. As a CHM member, you'll share 100% of your eligible healthcare costs with a dedicated Christian community. And in return, your monthly contribution goes towards other members' medical costs. So no matter where you are in your financial journey, CHM can help you reach your money goals and still get the care you need. Plus, programs start as low as $98 a month. So go to chministries.org/budget to find out more. That's chministries.org/budget.
Open phones this hour. Ken Coleman, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host. Our question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. If you're struggling with defaulted private student loans, Why Refi offers a great solution to get you back on track. For a low fixed rate and more flexibility, go to yrefi.com/Ramsey today. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Might not be in all states.
Today's question comes from Brianna in Washington, D.C. Can you explain how President Trump's new executive order on tariffs will affect me at a personal level? Well, my answer will be based on if the tariffs stand. Right now, there's been an extension. If you're paying attention to the news, President Trump mentioned the tariffs would take place, Canada and Mexico specifically, and then they responded, their governments responded, and so now there is we'll call it a waiting period to see how this plays out. But if the tariffs were to go into place, and I'm just going to be honest, so if this offends you folks, honesty is what I'm going to go with. Tariffs will affect us. There's no question. Even President Trump has said, and I quote, that prices will go up. There's no question that that's how tariffs work. Even though a tariff is placed on a foreign country, that is on the goods and stuff that they would, of course, export to American companies. And so American companies will have to pay the tariff. The idea is to drive American goods, which I'm all for, but there's no question that tariffs are passed on from American companies to American consumers. So it's a long-held economic strategy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see how this plays out. It's too soon to tell because, again, we've got a bit of a moratorium. But if they go into place on certain goods and services, you will see an increase in cost. The question is, how much of an increase in cost, and that comes down to the American company that is, again, getting goods from Mexico or Canada. So that's how that works, and I've never seen companies not pass on increased costs to customers across the board.
I've got a friend building a house in Cabo in Mexico.
Yeah.
And he just had his some of his appliances and his plumbing fixtures shipped in from the States. Mexico adds a 33%.
That's correct.
33% on top of that. So a $1,000 item becomes a $1,500 item.
That's right.
That's today.
That's happening. Yeah, that's right.
And has been that way for years.
Which is why the president came out and said...
Which has been that way for years.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. So that does not happen when Mexico sends stuff here.
Correct.
So we need to keep in mind that's what's really going on. If you are an American company wanting to sell things to customers in Mexico, you face a 33% upcharge today. That's been in place for years. Did it crash either economy? No.
No.
Did it slow down the number of people that do business in Mexico? Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the net effect of these things is, but this idea that somehow Americans are going to come up on the short end of this stick, not really. Canadians are really worried about this. They're very worried about it. I talked to 3 Canadian business people in the last week that were very, very afraid.
Oh, absolutely.
Of what it's going to do to them. And it's much more damaging to them.
No question.
So,
but I do want to answer it honestly.
But honestly, too, you will pay more.
There's no question.
If you buy something from Canada or you buy something from Mexico and that goes into effect, you will pay more.
That's right.
No question about it. It's 100%. The companies do not eat taxes. We're going to raise corporate taxes. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You raise corporate taxes. Corporate taxes are built into the price of the item you buy from Walmart. Walmart does not pay taxes. You pay taxes when you buy potato chips at Walmart. You pay all their taxes for them. It's built into the price. They don't work for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't raise corporate taxes. It's impossible. All you do is raise prices to the consumer. Same exact thing.
That's right.
Exact same thing.
Here's the flip side to this. Because I was on Fox Business talking about it. They asked me what I thought about this. If the president also extends his tax cuts, which will expire later this year, that would help the American consumer in lowering your cost. Of course, you keep more of your paycheck. The second thing that the president, I think, will do, I think we're going to see this soon, is he's going to cut regulation on American businesses, and if he were to lower taxes on American businesses, that also offsets tariffs. So it is, for people who are just hearing the media talk tariffs, you got to look at the whole picture and go, okay, if he does what you're talking about, and he's now going after 2 countries that we do a lot of trading with, he's going, it's got to be fair. You've heard him use these words. His words, not mine. But if he also lowers taxes on American businesses and lowers regulation, then you might see very little, and that would be my hope, and I fully expect him to do that. I see nothing out of his administration that wouldn't do that. In that case, you're not going to feel tariffs in and of themselves by themselves. I think that's what's going to happen.
The economics is not as simple as one variable.
It's
There's
not
more to it than that. Here's the other thing, and this is what I told my Canadian buddy. Okay, he was in meltdown mode.
I'll bet.
I said, let me just, I'll give you an opinion, and it's worth exactly what you pay for it. There's not going to be any tariffs with Canada. That's my opinion.
It already appears as though none of this is.
And there's not going to be with Mexico. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But it may require that Mexico and Canada start treating American goods the way we treat their goods. Fair.
That's right. Nobody wants to get in a trade war. Nobody wants to Trump.
Nobody wants to pay 33% upgrade.
Right.
And we do today.
Yeah.
And so, and he wants the borders closed. So, but I think that this is a negotiating ploy on those 2 countries. Now, I will tell you some of the other countries where there's a massive trade deficit and there is a tariff offset like I'm talking about, where let's say Vietnam, okay, where we pay, if you want to bring American goods into Vietnam, you pay big money to do that. And if you want to ship Vietnamese goods to America, you pay nothing. And the trade deficit is huge, meaning that we import a lot more from Vietnam than we export to them. That's the trade deficit. So they are taking jobs from America in that sense, and then they're overcharging for American goods coming in. So where he doesn't want a border closed with them, where he doesn't want something else in this negotiation, that one's probably in trouble. You're probably going to see one there.
That's right.
And then you're going to see, if you're buying goods from Vietnam, you're probably going to see a huge increase in what the cost of that is, like I'm outlining with Mexico as an example. And so, but I don't think Mexico personally, I don't think Mexico or Canada, either one will ever see it. I think he was trying to get some other stuff, and he threw a grenade in the middle of it. He's a New York street fighter, and that's how he negotiates.
That's exactly right.
We'll see.
He hasn't changed all. Now let's bring this back to everybody else, and not just Brianna who asked this question. It's a good question, by the way. I can tell you this: if you're debt free, and you're working your way through the baby steps, even though it's never fun to have your cost of your household goods or the things that you do go up, you can weather that storm. And people who stand on that debt-free stage over there, they're never stressed about inflation. And so it's really important.
Well, and they're not picking up goods in their house going, made in Mexico, wait a minute, or made in Canada, wait a minute.
That's right.
There's probably not that much in your house that says that, truthfully.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's going to shake out. I think you're going to see the tax cuts extended, Dave. I think you're going to see deregulation.
I don't think
businesses.
America wants a trade war with either one of their border neighbors. I just really don't.
No.
We'll see. Let me tell you one other principle that we can leave this alone. Get all the prognostication and bullcrap out of the air. Don't act on worries that haven't happened.
Yeah, that's right.
When it happens, you can think about it. Until it happens, it hadn't happened. Well, we might have this, or we might have that. It might snow. It might not. We might have a outbreak of the bird flu. We might not. We might have and we might not. And if you spend your life doing that, you're going to eat up all your calories and have no fun. So I'm serious. It's just don't do that. On anything, tariffs, politics, Trump being elected, Trump not being elected, whatever it is you want to, until it actually occurs and you actually see it in your hand messing with your wallet, then I would start making some adjustments to offset and say, well, I'm going to have to change the way I do that. But until then, it's all a bunch of malarkey on the news. And believe me, most of what's on the news is malarkey. This is The Ramsey Show. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Ken Coleman, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, and host of the brand new super popular podcast that we just launched called Front Row Seat. Be sure you check it out on Ramsey Networks. Open phones here at 888-825-5225. Joe is with us in Salt Lake City. Hi, Joe. How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hi. So I'm calling. I'm curious. So me and my girlfriend are going to be moving in together, and I'm curious whether I should be covering the bills or not.
No.
All right. Are you ready for some context?
I was waiting on Dave on that one. That's why I got out in front.
What's the context, Joe?
So I'm from Salt Lake City. She's from Salt Lake City. I work out of state, so I'm moving out of state to Cleveland, Ohio. She's going to be moving with me, and her work is very clientele based, so she will have practically zero business out there, and I make more than enough to provide for both of us, and so.
How old is she?
Not necessarily that I need to. Sorry, say that again?
How old is she?
We are both 19 years old.
What does she do for a living?
Cosmetology. Does hair.
Okay. All right. So she's going to give up her life and follow you, and you're not even going to marry her.
I will shortly.
Well, go ahead.
Within like a year.
Go ahead then. If you were her dad, you'd tell her not to do this.
Yeah. I mean,
or maybe
I
not.
don't know. I think I'm a good guy.
I didn't think you were a bad guy. I just said marry the girl. Put a ring on it, buddy. That's all I said. Because I'm telling you, she's in danger. Not physically, not emotionally. You're not a bad guy. But she is very vulnerable economically because she's become dependent on a 19-year-old that she's not married to in another city where she has no connections and no family. And she has no income. She's vulnerable. And it's not wise for her. And that vulnerability, that anxiety that goes with that is going to affect your relationship. And you guys don't see that. You're just young and in love, and you think this is all going to work as long as the sex is good.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, why a year from now? Hold on, let's play out your thing. You told Dave, well, we're going to a year from now. So what's going to change between now and then for you to marry her instead of now, a year from now? What changes?
So I just work in the summer months, and so I'm waiting to get back from working for the year and being able to actually have open time, where then I could devote majority of my energy and majority of what I need to emotionally to a relationship.
This is a disaster.
Hey, listen, if you're going to do that, you know, that's when you get married. And moving in together is you would have to pay the bills because she has no money, is the answer to your original question, isn't it?
Well, I mean, and she could get a basic job, but...
Yeah, but I mean, she can't exist. She can't subsist if she follows this along without you. So she's trapped. That's what I'm telling you. And economically, and your brain knows the math, and your body stores the stress from your brain, and she can't keep that from happening. It's going to affect your relationship negatively. So if you're going to go do this, just, call the preacher and say, hey, we want to get married before we move over there. It will change the environment because then she knows you're legally bound to care for her. She's legally bound to care for you because you're legally don't own anything separately anymore because you're now what we call married. And so that's going to be healthier for her emotionally, for your relationship long term, and it will change everything. And if you're not able to commit to that emotionally, you should not put her in this state of vulnerability because you're a good guy and you wouldn't do that.
I'm going to take another tack here real quick. I think that you need to tell her it's a really bad idea and you've seen the light and you guys need to figure out if you really do want to spend the rest of your life together, not play house. I would actually go and she stays back home. You guys figure out if you can do a long distance relationship before you do this nonsense. If I was this girl's father, I'd be in your grill, man. That may not be popular, but I really don't care. I think this is crazy. I'd want you to prove to me as this girl's father that you're willing to be mature and put you two in front of your desire. I think that's what I would do, and see if she's willing to do it. See if you're willing to do the long distance relationship. And while I'm ranting, when it's time, if you guys prove that you can do this, she can come visit for a little bit and get a job. I'm pretty sure they have plenty of hairdressers that need somebody to cut hair in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So this is not this all-in scenario, Dave. I don't like it. I think it's foolish.
Yeah. Joe, you called and asked, and we're being pretty brutal with you and messing up your plan. But that's, what we're thinking here is like her old ugly uncle, because I pretty much qualify for all of that.
I think I'm handsome, but
and I said me, but yeah. But I'm saying, what would you do? And you said I wouldn't. When I asked you, would you want your daughter to do this? You said no, I wouldn't. So you need to think about how you answered that, because you answered that honestly.
Yeah.
And I do think you're a good guy. I'm not questioning your integrity or your intent or anything. I'm not saying you're a substandard person in any way. But there's implications to what you're doing that you don't know about or haven't thought through. And then I'll just stop a second and say that for the rest of you out there, because today in America, more couples live together not married than married, statistically. Now, for those of you that grew up with Leave It to Beaver in an alternative universe, that's shocking to you. More people live together not married than married. The downside is that the data is now in. We see the data, and we track the data. It's our world. And the data says that married couples far exceed unmarried couples living together in their financial goals and wealth building. Far exceed. The researchers call it the marriage advantage. And it's probably deeper than just combining of the two incomes and that kind of a thing. Our theory is, and we've not been able to research this and prove it, but you can just listen with me and think about it, guys. But our theory is simply this, that when both of you are permanently promised to each other's future with a contract called marriage, it causes a differentiation in your behaviors. Versus I've got to always have an out. I've got to always have an exit. I got to always have what happens if he moves out? What happens if he leaves me with these two kids? What happens if, all those kinds of things. And that can happen in marriage. It's called divorce, but you get this thing called child support, alimony, and half the assets. You don't get that when you're cohabitating. Even with a cohabitation contract, they don't stand up in most states to the level that marriage does. So we can discuss how it gets there, but the data is undeniable. Married couples far exceed in wealth building to unmarried couples living together. Far exceed. And you can just look at it through the wealth building lens, or you can look at it through other lenses, but that's the one that I've got data on. This is The Ramsey Show.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. You've probably heard people talk about different kinds of flags in friendships and romantic relationships. Red flags, green flags, beige flags. Listen, it can be helpful to look for patterns or unsafe behaviors in potential relationships, but all those labels can distract from what's really important. Your values, and whether you and your potential partner are willing to wake up every day and choose to honor each other's values. And look, I know it can be tough sometimes to even know what's important to you in a relationship. Therapy can help you figure out what your values actually are and decide your boundaries and your non-negotiables. And if you're thinking about starting therapy, try BetterHelp. BetterHelp is 100% online therapy that works with your schedule. To get started, just fill out a short online survey to get matched with a licensed therapist. If it's not the right fit, you can switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. So whether you're dating, married, building a friendship, or working on yourself, do it with help from BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Ramsey Radio to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ramsey Radio.
Ken Coleman, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. He is the host of the brand new show called Front Row Seat. Ken, Front Row Seat came out of the gate really fast, no pun intended. It's an interview program where you are the master interviewer, which you are, long form.
Yeah.
One of the first ones you did was Nikki Haley.
That's right.
And Nikki's been a friend for years, and of course was governor and ambassador of the UN, governor of South Carolina, ran for president, last one standing against Trump running for president on the Republican ticket. And she was a great interview.
Yeah, really, really great. You know, we did not talk politics. We talked leadership, something that she knows a lot about, having faced one of the biggest racial crises of our modern era. If you remember the tragic shooting in South Carolina, we talked about building a team. You know, she's been very successful in many walks of life. So the idea behind the show is very simple. We want to have the audience feel as though...
And you have a live audience.
Live audience. And so they represent the greater audience. When you see people sitting around or you hear them ask a question, if you're listening via podcast, they really symbolize you, the audience. And so we're very excited to bring this format, something I've always wanted to do. And it takes the level of, I feel like I'm just an observer, and it makes it feel like you're engaged. The team has done a great job. It's beautiful. If you want to watch it on YouTube, it's just a fabulous studio, very warm and inviting. And then, of course, the audio product on your favorite podcast app. It is a show that you're going to be challenged every time. You're going to learn something, and we're going to challenge you to do something.
Most of the time, you're doing about 80% of the question asking, and the audience are doing about 20%.
Yeah, I would say it's a conversation. It's not even so much just the back and forth question, but a conversation with me and the guest for probably, you're right, 80% of it. And then the audience themselves at any time can interrupt and raise their hand and ask a question. We want that studio audience to feel free. If you've heard something that you can jump right in and ask. And so once we get that finished product out, it's just a beautiful mix, and people are really enjoying it.
Yeah, and the first several are in the can, and you can watch them now on YouTube.
New episode comes out every Tuesday morning on YouTube and your favorite podcast app.
Yep. So you can get it as a podcast or as a YouTube product, and it's just really quality. We're real proud of it.
Give you an idea, coming up this Tuesday, Will Guidara, who's a good friend of yours, become a friend of mine. We're talking about the #1 restaurateur in the world. That is an unbelievably difficult honor to achieve, and he's probably now one of the foremost experts on how to just treat people well with his runaway bestseller, Unreasonable Hospitality. So that deep dive is great for leaders.
The sad thing about Will is he's unreasonably nice.
One of the nicest people I've ever met.
Ridiculous how nice he is.
That's true.
And yet we're still friends. It's just he's unreasonably nice.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great guy.
Hey, be sure you tune in. You're going to love it. And that particular episode I'll be watching because I love Will and I love his material and I love the way he thinks.
He dropped some gold on us.
Really, really good stuff. Yeah, I'm sure he had some mic drops in there. April's in Indianapolis. Hey, April, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Sure. What's up?
So I'm wanting to know how I can help my 71-year-old mother who has no retirement. She has a home, and she's considering selling the home in order to be able to make it about 50 more years, but she's kind of in a rock and a hard place, and I didn't know if there's a way she can invest a little or find a way to maybe get a little extra money.
So she has no money?
None at all.
And what's the house worth?
It's probably about $175,000. But then she has to decide whether to rent or to go purchase another smaller home.
Mm-hmm. Where does she live?
Trailer. She's in Evansville, and so she's
Evansville,
in Indiana.
Kentucky.
Indiana.
I'm sorry, Evansville, Indiana, on the border of Kentucky. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good news is it's not very expensive to live there. You're calling me from Newark or from Indianapolis, and that's a little more.
She has no income at all.
Well, she has Social Security.
Well, she has Social Security, but she's afraid to get a job because then she'll lose her insurance, her Medicare.
Well, what is her Social Security? What's her income on
she's
that?
only getting $900 a month about right now.
Is she able to work?
She is. She's pretty stubborn. I love her to death, but she's very independent and a bit stubborn, but I love her. And I keep saying, well, maybe if you could do this or that. She's kind of very adamant about not being in a community or being somewhere, because she's 71 in April, but she thinks she's 50.
Yeah, I know that. I know that feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what would you, if you could just snap your fingers and give her a job today, 40 hours a week, and everything was just hunky dory, what would she do? What would you recommend that she would do just to bring in steady income?
She's been a caregiver her whole life, a CNA or an at-home caregiver. She actually left being a CNA to go take care of her mother at the last 5 years of her life, and that's kind of why she's in this position. Because
where's your dad?
Her dad?
Your dad.
Oh, my dad. Unfortunately, my dad is not in the picture. He's off doing his own thing somewhere.
Divorced a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
divorced a long time ago.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, so we've the math will break your stubborn streak.
I know, right?
$900 doesn't pay for property taxes, insurance on a $175,000 house, and food and lights and water.
Correct.
Period.
Yep.
Period. It doesn't do it. Not even in Evansville, Indiana, which is a wonderful community to live in and very inexpensive to live in compared to most places, especially metro areas. So, yeah, she could sell her house and buy a $75,000 one-bedroom condo there. Probably. That's probably real. And it would probably wouldn't be in the ghetto, right? Probably wouldn't be in the slums.
No.
And so it's not going to be great, but it'll be, at least a place to live. And renting is not an option because rent goes up every year and she'll run through her money. It's not going to go up as fast as Social Security. So she's working. That's her only choice. It's her only choice.
Yeah. Well, then how do you navigate the not having insurance then?
Well, you're going to have to work on talking to finding out what Medicare does do in those situations and finding out exactly what the guidelines are. I don't know them off the top of my head, and start talking to insurance agents and finding ways to get care covered. But she's going to burn through the money from the house because you can't live on $900.
Right. Well, see, she was living off the inheritance or the money that was left to her from her brother when he passed.
But it's going to be gone.
Oh, it's almost already gone. That's why she's kind of in this position now.
And then the money from the house will be the next thing that's gone. And then we're going to be back in this position because we don't want to admit that $900 won't work it.
Right.
And so you don't have a choice. One of you, somewhere there's going to be some money into this picture. Now, maybe you start giving her money. I don't know. Or your brother who's a dentist. I don't know. I made that up. But I don't know. I don't know who's giving her money, but somebody's giving her money. So they're going to give her money to work, or her kids are going to support her because she can't make it on that.
Right.
I just did a quick search while you guys were talking. There are 5 big box stores in Evansville, Indiana. You know them. I don't need to say them. Then I searched one of the biggest ones, and they have 100-plus jobs right now available. And a 71-year-old lady who's healthy, who's mature.
What do they
she
pay?
is.
Did they say?
I don't know that because I didn't click on it.
Probably $20-25.
And that's what the math has got to be. So I did that search because while Dave was talking, if this were my mom, and that's what you called and asked us, then I would be going, Mom, let's run the numbers. And you get into one of those stores, you're probably going to get some healthcare options. If not, it's still a math game and more money coming in. But she needs income. And I think at a healthy 71 with a smile and great work ethic, I think there'd be plenty of big box stores that would love to take care of her.
And a caregiver probably make more than she'd make there. And
agree.
Probably with the right care organization.
Yeah, that was just a quick search.
Hospital or whatever, you could get some health care.
Great point on any healthcare facilities in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's check on that.
Okay.
But I think Mom, she's, I don't know how you help her grasp this, but the math is going to be forced upon her.
Yeah.
And she's going to have to create some income. And the more income she creates, the sooner, the bigger chance we can build to build a little bit of a nest egg to make it all the way through this. And not have to work until you're 92, Wow. This is why you invest $100 a month from age 25 to age 65 in a decent mutual fund is $1,176,000. And you don't have that trouble. If you're 25 and you're listening to me, listen to her story. Ken Coleman, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host on the debt-free stage in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions. Andrea is with us. Hi, Andrea. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Where do you live?
I live in Fort Myers, Florida.
Excellent. Welcome to Nashville. And here to do a debt-free scream, how much have you paid off?
$121,100.
All right. Very good. How long did that take?
28 months.
Good for you. And your range of income during that 2.5 years?
85,000 to 135.
Wow. Nice jump in 2 years.
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I am an insurance agent.
Ah, okay. Why did your income go up so much?
Well, I worked, and then also my book of business was growing as time went on.
So you just built a business, but you had a real reason.
Yeah, I paid off my house.
Yeah! Whoa! Small mortgage and knocked it out.
Yeah, sure did.
Very
exciting.
cool. What's this house worth in Fort Myers, Florida?
Well, my neighbors are selling theirs next door, and it's around the 270. So.
Wow, good for you. Way to go. And how much in your retirement nest egg?
140.
And how old are you?
I'm 33.
You're
nope, I lied. I'm 32.
That's okay. You're rushing this. You're just rushing it. Way to go.
Thank
so
you.
Proud of you. You're amazing.
Thank you.
You have to feel like you have a superpower.
I do. Yeah, it's a great feeling. You know, you don't realize how much money is going away until you can start keeping all of it.
What started all this 2.5 years ago? You were just kind of going along being normal.
Yeah.
And you were really in good shape. You only had a house payment.
True. I mean, I did have debt prior, but I was always trying to get rid of it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started it, I really felt that I purchased it back in 2019, that it wasn't going quick enough. So I came around you in 2022. So I thought, okay, how can I get this going quicker? And I came across you in that summer. And then actually shortly after, we were affected by Hurricane Ian. So before I could go after the house payment, I had to do some repairs.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until that new year in 2023, I really started to get aggressive and making these little goals for me, because I just wanted to be done with it. And I really wanted to own my own house and be able to do it all.
I'm impressed by, I mean, this is, about $60,000 a year, roughly.
Yeah.
You really went after it pretty hard. How did that change your lifestyle? And did you have second thoughts about it? And if so, how did you stay the course?
I worked a lot, so I couldn't have to spend it.
Right.
And then what really helped me is the goal that I wanted. I started to do too strong of goals to see how close I could get to them, but I ended up succeeding on them. So when I was doing the first year, I wanted to get under 100, and then I did that with just a couple thousand under. So then I wanted to really be able to do a bigger goal at 50,000, and I thought that wasn't possible in a year. So then I surpassed that, but I had these little mini goals throughout the way to make sure I was on track and just be able to have that accountability that I'm doing it correctly, because I wasn't great at the budget.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be able to do each little goal to feel that I'm doing a great job.
Love that.
I'm a salesperson, and I know that when I've got something I'm aiming at that I want the money for, it makes me work a little longer, make 4 more calls, make sure I answer every single thing. I wring every drop out of the wash rag before I go home, because I'm trying to get there on everything. And if I don't have that, then I'm a little bit lazier. And so you were leaning in, weren't you? You were making every stinking closing.
I was.
You're
That's
closing
right.
every deal. So, but the interesting thing is you're 33 and you never really had huge debt. I mean, your mortgage is smaller than most people's student loans.
Originally, it was 151. I bought the house for.
Whoa.
Sorry, but
You're killing
but
it.
it was
Yeah.
a good time to buy.
That's
Now it's different.
and but so you must have grown up with parents that had common sense.
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay, who's this over here in the gallery?
That's my grandparents.
Okay, so
And
that's
then-
where the common sense really came from.
Yeah, and my mom's here too.
Okay, mom's there. Hey,
There
mom.
she is.
Way to go. Well, they're all here cheering you on because they're real proud of you.
Yeah.
But you're the product of the way they have lived their lives too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they taught
Because,
me everything. So
Yeah, I mean, 33 years old and not over your head drowning in $400,000 or $500,000 worth of miscellaneous everything is unusual. But you just had a small one and then you just killed it. You slayed it. You took a machete to it. You're something, man. That's so powerful. So you have no house payment, no payments of any kind. You are officially weird.
yeah,
How does that feel?
it feels great. It really does. I didn't think I was going to be emotional, but yeah, it's a great feeling where I just don't have to rely on anything. Where it's all I have control.
Yeah.
In that situation where if something's going wrong, I know I can. I really love when you said, I can't control what's going on in the White House, but I can control what's in my house.
Yeah.
And that meant a lot. So,
And
sorry.
That's okay.
No apologies.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
What you're showing is that when you set all this debt down that everyone else is carrying, they're walking around holding their breath.
Yeah.
And you can breathe.
Mhm.
That's all you're showing. And it changes everything. So you're fabulous.
Thank you.
You're a rock star, man.
Appreciate
You're
everything
amazing.
you guys do.
You're amazing. I'm so proud of you. Very, very well done. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is?
Set a goal. That's important. I mean,
And the
besides-
mini goals.
The mini goals, yes. I didn't have an accountability partner with me, but listening to you guys every day was my accountability, where I was making sure that I was staying on track, and then just having the mini goals, knowing that you're still going on that trend. Because when you're doing a whole year, a lot can happen in that year. So when I was doing monthly or weekly goals, that's really what helped me get that motivation of I'm doing everything correctly.
Yeah, but you're a numbers girl.
Yeah, I am.
And so those numbers were your accountability partner. You're looking at them and they're screaming at you.
Yeah.
Get after it or you're doing good. They're talking back to you. Yeah.
You know what I love about this, Dave? You've taught for years at Entree Leadership, you know, your number one best-selling book about goal setting and realistic goals, achievable goals. And I love that's what you've got with these weekly and these monthly. Real curious, give us a real examples. I think people out there that are listening, watching, could get something from that. Give us an example of that yearly goal and then break it down on what you did on a weekly and a monthly.
Yep. So then I would just, when I wanted my mortgage to be at $50,000 at the end of the year, I broke it down monthly to every 2 weeks of where it should be at if I was making extra payments. So I knew by September it had to be at this amount of money if I was going to be on track. So at the end, I knew in 2024 I was going to pay off the house, but then I made another goal to be more aggressive to have it paid off before my birthday. So I was at least keeping track of where I was at in the year, but I had another line of where I needed to be if I wanted to supersede it earlier in that year.
And that
Yeah.
was so firmly seared into your brain that you forgot how old you were a minute ago.
Yeah.
By my birthday, and you beat your birthday, so you thought you were 33 because it was by my birthday. Yeah. I love it.
That's good.
That's good. I like this. That tells how much emotion you put into this. Yeah, that's fabulous. Good for you.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. Man, that's put you in a different place. You're a different kind of salesperson now.
Yeah. I don't need to make the sale now.
Yeah. And you didn't need to before.
Correct.
But now you don't have any reason except doing the right thing for the people, making sure they get the right coverage. Yeah, good for you. Well done. Well, I'm sure Grandma, Grandpa, and Mom are proud. I'm sure that's why they're here cheering you on. We're proud of you, rock star.
Thank you.
You're a hero.
Appreciate
You're
it.
absolutely amazing. Andrea? Is it Andrea or Andrea?
It's both, but
No,
Andrea.
which is it?
Andrea.
Andrea. I'll get it
There you
right.
go.
I'll get it right. Andrea from Fort Myers, Florida. $121,000 paid off in 28 months. You're looking at a millennial with a paid-for house. You know how much whining I heard in this discussion? Zero. I'm telling you, the millennials are out there that are awesome, and she is a representative of them. There's some of them that are amazing, and she's an amazing one. 28 months did this, making 85 to 135. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. I'm debt free.
Amazing. I've lost hope that I'm ever going to buy a home.
Yeah. The American dream
the
is
American
dead.
dream is dead. I can't buy a home. Well, she just said, hold my beer.
Yeah, she
I
did.
mean, come on.
Love it.
Wow. That's done. She just took away all your excuses out there, some of you. Some of you can get with it. You can decide, I don't have to eat out every night. I don't have to have a frou-frou pumpkin latte spice double backflip every day. I mean, I can do all kinds of stuff. I can do all kinds of stuff if I have a goal. I'm 33 with a paid-for house. What would you do to trade with her? What would you do?
Ooh, good question.
To trade with her? Oh, maybe it's your turn. Yeah, you. This is The Ramsey Show. After this segment, the rest of the show will be available only on the Ramsey app each day. And you can catch everything you want on YouTube and podcast. And after that, the rest of the show is on the Ramsey Network app. It's completely free. There is no paywall. There is no salesman will call. We're not going to start charging for it. We use the Ramsey Network app to give you things you can't get anywhere else. And we put everything else out here where you can get it for free. And so jump on this for free. Download the app and stay tuned. You guys on radio, stay tuned. You'll get what you've always gotten. We haven't changed any of that. And, finish the show in the Ramsey app. And you can listen to the whole show in the Ramsey app and watch the whole show in the Ramsey app. So it's all there. Hey, guys, you don't want to miss our 2-night virtual event coming up, Investing Essentials. I've only done this one other time. George Camel and I are getting together, and George is doing a deep dive on some of the investing trends that are out there right now, some of the details of the Trump Tax Act that looks like it's going through. We'll know by the time we do it that night. If it does go through, we'll be able to tell you exactly what that means in your investing, if it means anything at all. If it doesn't affect it, we're not going to spend much time on it, but we'll go into that. I'm going to open up only for the second time ever. I did it about this time last year. We did one of these, and I spent a whole 2.5 hours on real estate, investing in real estate. I own several $100 million worth of real estate. I've been buying real estate since I was 18 years old. I actually went broke in the real estate business later doing stupid stuff, so I know what it looks like. I have a PhD in DUMB. So, I can pass along to you the real-world knowledge there. And, we own several $100 million today. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I've got a degree in real estate. It's what I love. It's my second favorite thing to do other than doing stuff around Ramsey. And we'll get into all of that. We're going to get into whatever, if there's anything at all. We don't know yet, but we'll see what happens with this tax act, if it even passes by then. We'll get into that. And we're certainly going to get into all the fads and all the stuff that you hear about and the smart stuff that's out there and the dumb stuff that's out there and show you why and teach you to think properly about investing. It's a 2-night event. It's a lot of information. We're going to nerd out. If you want to just be entertained and giggle, don't come. You'll be asleep because we're going to go into the weeds, baby, with the sickle and cut the weeds and run the snakes out. That's what we're doing. So you wanted the Nerdville. George is natural at it, but I can do it. I know how to do it. My brain can do it. And so I forced myself for 2 nights. It's 2 hours each night. 2 different sets of materials, March 4th and 5th. Tickets start at $199. You can get them at RamseySolutions.com/events. It is a virtual event. George Camel, Dave Ramsey, Investing Essentials, RamseySolutions.com, $199 for March 4th and 5th. That's only, 2 weeks away or something like that. So you probably ought to go ahead and get it on the calendar, get signed up. Honey, I'm going to be doing this. We're going to be doing this. We're going to turn it on Apple TV and put it up on the TV and watch it, or however you techno people do that stuff, right? So there we go. Atlanta, Georgia, Luke is with us. Hey, Luke, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, thanks for having me on the call. I love the show. My question is, 50% of my income is in my housing, and I have $190,000 in stock. So should I sell the stock and recast my mortgage to lower my monthly payment?
What do you owe on the house?
I owe $402,000.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you make?
I bring home $6,300 per month before 401k.
Mm-hmm. So you have a lot of money in savings. That's the only way you can breathe. Because monthly, you're choking to death. You're choking to death, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you married?
I am married. So my parents and grandparents have been good to me, and I have some savings. But yeah, we're not saving a whole lot each month.
You're not breathing
based on my income and expenses.
I mean, I know what your budget looks like with what you're telling me. You have a $400,000 mortgage and a $6,300 take home. I mean, you're starving to death.
Yeah, it is not a sustainable situation.
No, it is not. So something's got to go. Is your income going to be changing positively soon?
I just got a new job, and now I was making 85. Now I'm going to be making 95, and so that 6,300 per month is from that 95, my new salary.
Okay, what decision making framework or process allowed you to do something this stupid?
Well,
I mean, you signed up for death here, right?
Right. So
Why?
yeah, my
Why?
wife. Yeah. So my wife had an income as well when we first bought the house.
Mm-hmm.
Her income was the same as mine, so it was much better. Then we had 2 kids, and we decided that at some point we would have to either move or increase our income. And she wanted to, or we decided that she would stay home with the kids. But we knew that we would have to either move or increase our income for that to happen. And so we're just getting to that point where...
And you didn't do either. You didn't increase your... Well, you increased your income a little, but not enough to where you can breathe.
A little bit. Right.
Yeah. I mean, you lost an $80,000 income and gained a, $20,000 raise or whatever it is, right? Okay. So the reason I'm digging around here is this. You can fix this with your suggestion. Mm-hmm. You drop 190 on this and you recast. You're going to have to refinance. It's not recast. They're not going to recast the mortgage unless you got a bank loan. But you could go get another mortgage. What's your current interest rate?
5.25.
Yeah, okay. So you can get another mortgage and not see much difference there. A little bit maybe, but it's not appreciatively different. And you'll have a $200,000 loan and you can afford that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you do that, though, you don't get another one of these.
Yeah.
So you guys really have to do an autopsy on, that's why I'm busting your chops on your decision making, because you can't sign up for this and go, yeah, but I don't want to work anymore. That's not an option. You just sold the house when you went home. Normal people don't have $190K in the bank to bail this out. So, and you won't next time. So the next time you do this, you're selling the house and moving down in house so she can be at home with the kids. And I'm okay with that decision, but make the decision. Don't stand around and act like nothing happened and starve to death, because y'all are starving, man. I know what your budget looks like. I'm sad for you. The stress in that's running down your shoulder blades has got to be unbelievable.
Yeah. One other question is, I had questions about, would I miss out on gains in the stock? And I kind of feel like I shouldn't worry about the gains and missing out on gains in the stock if it's helping with my monthly budget. But how do you feel about that?
You can't afford the house.
Yeah.
If you want the gains, sell the house and move to a $200,000 house.
Yeah.
Which one do you want?
I want stability and a house. I don't really care about the gains.
Okay. All right. Then you made your choice. But you can't have both. You understand?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't keep this house the way it's set right now.
Right.
It's killing you. Okay. And don't do this again.
Yeah, I listen to this, and we hear this a lot. I understand the wife wanting to come home and be with the children, but
I concur. Do it.
But they should have made the choice on the house back then.
Should put a house for sale sign in the yard the day you do it.
I agree. You got to adjust your lifestyle when you adjust your life. In other words, they didn't adjust their lifestyle.
Staying home with the children is the right decision. Yes, it is.
And so
but then there's math that goes with that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that. No problem. But there's math. You can't ignore the math, and you don't get a pass on math because you did the right thing. Math will still smack you upside the head. That's the problem with it. It's mean. It's nasty. It doesn't have feelings, and it will just it'll mess with you. So, and then you wake up and you can't sleep and you don't know why.
That's right.
And you're fighting with your spouse and you don't know why. I know why. Your house payment's 50% of your take-home pay. You can't breathe. And this is what this number one cause of divorce in North America today: money fights and money problems. And it's all exactly around issues that do stuff that sound like this. Sweet little people. Luke's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Sell your house, Luke, or sell your stock by Friday. This week, Friday. This is The Ramsey Show.
Hey, what are you still doing here? You know the rest of the show's happening on the Ramsey Network app, right? So you got to jump over there to continue watching. You can download it for free. Just go to your app store, type in Ramsey Network. It's completely free, and I'll drop a link in the show notes to make it easy for you. So if you're watching on the app, you're in luck. But if you're watching anywhere else, this show is over for you. So jump onto the app and let the fun continue. All right. Go on now. Don't make it weird. Okay, I got nowhere to go, so you need to go. Okay, bye-bye now. All right, it's getting weird over there, guys. What do we do?